Hi everyone, it's Top Romance here. Before watching the video, please take 3 seconds to like the video and subscribe to the channel so I can have more motivation to make more quality videos. Thank you very much and have a nice day. In a coffee shop, a man in a luxurious suit looked at the woman in a pink dress and said coldly, "Shout AI, AI. Let's break up? I still prefer my ex-girlfriend. She's lovely and gentle." The woman in the pink dress angrily clenched the glass of water in her hand. A moment later, she stormed out of the cafe. Standing alone in the pouring rain, her whole body trembling, she gritted her teeth in anger, pointed at the sky, and screamed, "Damn you, heaven, I hate you. In the next life, I'll also be a white lotus and make those rotten men suffer." Suddenly, thunder and lightning crashed down, striking her. The next morning, in a simple wooden house, a young woman in ancient clothing lay unconscious on the ground. 2 henchmen approached her and asked worriedly, "Is she really dead?" The leader, sitting on a chair, heard this and angrily scolded. "The client said not to kill anyone, just scare her a little. Now that she's dead, what are we going to say?" The girl lying on the ground suddenly frowned. "What's that sound? Who's talking? Who's dead?" The strategist beside the leader whispered, "Throw her behind a mountain and say she slipped and fell. We should still get the rest of the money." The leader raised an eyebrow and nodded. "Let's do that." He grinned maliciously. "Beauty, if you want to blame someone, blame your bad luck for getting in someone's way." The henchman laughed cruelly and reached out towards a girl lying on the ground. "Beauty, if you want to blame someone, blame your bad luck for getting in someone's way." The girl on the ground opened her eyes and saw someone approaching her. She glared angrily and grabbed his hand. "Who dares to throw around this demon king? Shout Tion AI." The henchman's face turned pale with fright, and he yelled, "Oh my God, the corpse is moving." The group gaped in astonishment as the girl stood up. She looked at them, covered her mouth, and burst out laughing. Huffed. "Are you guys filming a period drama in these ancient costumes?" The strategist finally regained his senses, his whole body trembling as he pointed his fan at her and shouted, "Are you human or ghost?" The girl looked at her own hands and frowned. "I was just struck by lightning, and in the blink of an eye, I'm wearing this white dress I hate the most, and these slender hands aren't mine either. Who am I now? Shout Tion AI, the esteemed daughter of the Marquis Manor." A stream of memories flashed through her mind. Today, while going out to offer incense, she was kidnapped by mountain bandits. Unwilling to be humiliated, she indignantly threw herself against the wall and committed suicide. I've replaced her. Xiao Tian AI gasped in astonishment. She looked down at her clothes with a disgusted expression. Oh, this girl only cared about clothes, jewelry, food, makeup, and reading lessons for women. She didn't even know who she offended to be kidnapped by mountain bandits. Heaven has given me the standard white lotus identity. The leader abruptly stood up and pointed at her, shouting, "There are no ghosts in broad daylight." What a scare. I was also frightened out of my wits by this damn girl. Catch her. We'll sell her to a brothel and make a good profit. The henchman, hearing this, stepped forward to grab Xiao Tan AI, such a smooth and delicate young lady. We must have a taste before sending her to the brothel. Xiao Tian AI narrowed her eyes. She reached out, grabbed the leader's arm, and flipped him to the ground. Xiao Tian AI jumped up. Her eyes narrowed as she flew towards him, landing a kick. Capture the leader first. With a loud crash, Xiao Tian AI sent the bandit leader sprawling. She straddled him, grabbed his hair, and repeatedly punched him. You mountain bandits commit so many evil deeds. Not only do you kidnap innocent and vulnerable women, but you even want to sell me. I've trained in martial arts with my grandfather for decades. Today, I will eliminate this harm for the people. The strategist standing behind her trembled with fear, his voice weak. Lady Knight, please calm down. We only work for money. We help people resolve their troubles. Selling the young miss was just a misunderstanding. Xiao Tian AI glared at him and pointed, her voice cold. Tell me, who hired you to kidnap me? Why me? If you don't tell me honestly, I'll chop off your leader's head. As she spoke, she slapped the bandit leader's head several times. Seeing this, the strategist stammered fearfully. I'll tell. I'll tell. He looked away, not daring to meet her gaze that it was a servant named Chong San in the young Mrs. Manor. As for who specifically ordered it, I don't know. However, I heard that His Highness the Crown Prince is choosing a crown princess from the young Misses of the Marquis Manor. Xiao Tian Lam, the daughter of the first madam, and the young miss are both candidates. Could it be that the eldest miss wanted to eliminate the young miss to marry the crown prince? Xiao Tian Ai rubbed her chin, frowning in thought. She hadn't expected it to be her. In her memories, Xiao Tian Lam was her elder sister, the daughter of the first madam, gentle and dignified. She normally had a very good relationship with the original owner of this body and was very caring towards her. She never would have thought Xiao Tian Lam would do such a thing. Seeing her lost in thought, the strategist signaled to a subordinate holding a knife behind him. The subordinate understood and swung the knife toward Xiao Tian Ai. Xiao Tian Ai frowned at him. She nimbly dodged to the side, her eyes cold. You still want to sneak attack me? Her expression suddenly darkened. However, a sheltered young lady like the original owner of this body is too weak. I can't tangle with him for long, so running away is the best option. Having made up her mind, she bolted. Several subordinates angrily chased after her with their knives. Stop, little missy. You offended our leader and still want to run? Come back here. Xiao Tian Ai smiled smugly at them. You tell me to come back, and I'll come back? Do I look like I have no pride? Suddenly, she slipped. Oops, falling down a mountain. Then she fell onto a mounted guard. Ouch. The guard looked at her, frowning and asking, Who are you? Why did you roll down the mountain? Xiao Tian Ai weakly sat up, rubbing her head and looking at him blankly. Xiao Tian Ai reacted quickly. She hurriedly knelt down, tears streaming down her face as she began her dramatic performance, kowtowing and pleading with the guard. Sir, please listen to me. I was kidnapped by mountain bandits. This mountaintop is their lair. I risked my life to escape, but I didn't know the way and accidentally rolled down here. Please, sir, save me. The guard awkwardly waved his hand at her. Young miss. Me? Miss. Xiao Tian Ai turned her face away, secretly smiling. Scheming White Lotus, going live. This cold-faced soldier sure knows how to pity the fairer sex. Well, right now, I am the thriving White Lotus, and I've got you all wrapped around my finger. At this moment, a hand drew back the carriage curtain. A cold voice asked, What happened here? The young man inside the carriage frowned and looked at Xiao Tian Ai, asking, Whose young lady is this? Xiao Tian Ai feigned a pitiful expression, tears welling in her eyes, as she looked at the man in the carriage and softly said, This young woman is Xiao Tian Ai, the legitimate daughter of the second branch of the Yunhai Marquis Manor. The young man in the carriage, upon hearing this, stepped down and looked at her, his voice softening. He extended a hand towards her. So you are the esteemed daughter of the Yunhai Marquis Manor. Xiao Tian Ai raised her head, her eyes sparkling as she looked at him and nodded, replying yes. But inwardly, she was gleeful, thinking, oh, this man is so handsome. Is he trying to help me up? As expected, heroes are susceptible to beauty. The young man paid her no attention, instead circling around to touch the horse's rump. Xiao Tian Ai's face darkened. White Lotus, she thought. Unexpectedly, you're just feeling up the horse's backside. I'm putting on this whole thriving White Lotus act, and I've lost to a horse. She clutched her head in frustration, screaming internally. The young man looked at his subordinates and coldly ordered, This is right outside Luo Chang. How can we allow these bandits to run rampant? Wu Chang, leave a squad here. Those who deserve death, kill them. Those who deserve punishment, punish them. Exterminate them all. Wu Chang hastily replied, Yes, Your Highness. Seeing that he was completely ignoring her, Xiao Tian Ai fumed. Wait a minute, aren't you supposed to play along? Am I supposed to pretend I don't see this act? Well, you've successfully caught my attention. At this moment, the young man finally looked at her and asked, Young lady, having encountered such a calamity, what do you plan to do? Xiao Tian Ai looked at him, her voice soft and delicate. I heard the bandits say that my elder cousin from the first branch wanted to harm me, fearing I would snatch her engagement to the crown prince. Even if I return home unharmed, my reputation will be tarnished. It will be difficult to find a good match in the future. In this life, I only wish to seek refuge in Buddhism, accompanying the temple lamps for the rest of my days. She clasped her hands together, her face filled with pitiful fragility. Even I'm getting goosebumps from my own White Lotus act. The young man frowned upon hearing this. You don't want to seek justice from your cousin? She harmed you so terribly. Xiao Tian AI raised her hand to wipe away her tears and softly replied, "After all, we are family. For the sake of the clan, I am willing to swallow this grievance," pretending I don't know it was her. Inwardly, she was trembling with rage. "TSK, just wait until I get back to the manor. I'll deal with her slowly." Hearing her words, the young man didn't press the matter further. "If that is the case, I will personally escort you back to the manor to attest to your innocence. I hope everything goes smoothly for you in the future." Xiao Tian AI's eyes lit up upon hearing this. "Thank you, Your Highness." Suddenly, she gasped, staring at him. "Oh, he's blind." The young man looked at his subordinates and ordered, "Have Miss Xiao sit in my carriage. Bring me a horse." Xiao Tian AI looked at him, frowning slightly, and said with feigned embarrassment, "There's no need. How can I take Your Highness's carriage? This carriage is so large, we can sit together." She sighed inwardly, "Oh my, no matter how much of a white lotus I am, I can't let a handsome blind man ride a horse. If he falls and injures his face, he won't be handsome anymore." A while later, inside the carriage, Xiao Tian AI yawned. "Thank you, Your Highness, for saving me. I haven't yet asked for your esteemed name, so that I may repay your kindness in the future." The young man beside her replied indifferently, "I am Yin Wang. There's no need for repayment." Xiao Tian AI sighed. "Oh, the god of war, Yin Wang, the emperor's younger brother." As soon as she finished speaking, she leaned against Yin Wang's shoulder and fell asleep. Yin Wang remained silent. "In my past life, my grandfather taught me to be resilient, taught me martial arts to protect myself. He passed away before seeing me get married. Then my father died. My mother also fell ill and didn't have much time left. Her greatest hope was for me to settle down. That man didn't know that the day he broke up with me was the day I finished my mother's funeral. But I don't want anyone's pity or handouts. I have my pride. If I'm given a second chance at life." Tears streamed down Xiao Tian AI's face. Her eyes remained tightly shut as she murmured softly, "Grandfather, father, mother, I must live well. Live a completely different life." The dream faded, and Xiao Tian AI drifted off to sleep peacefully. In the second branch's main courtyard of the Yunhai Marquis Manor, an angry roar echoed throughout. How could she be kidnapped by mountain bandits? How could her life or death be unknown? If anything happens to AI, I won't be able to live. She stood up furiously. "No, I can't wait any longer." As night falls, AI's situation becomes more dangerous. I must hire people to search for her, offer a high reward. Xiao Tianlan watched her pretend to offer comfort. "Second aunt, please calm down. Third sister is virtuous and kind. She'll definitely be all right." She lowered her eyes, a cold glint flashing across them. "Humph, second aunt, don't blame me for being unkind and hindering you. Who told your daughter to compete with me? I will be the crown princess. I will be the most beloved young miss of the Marquis Manor." Xiao Tian AI, the daughter of a lowly merchant, wants to return? Dream on. Suddenly, a joyful shout came from outside. "Mother, elder sister is back." Xiao Tianlan was stunned, her face darkening. "What?" Xiao Tian AI and Yin Wang entered from outside. The child in front ran and cheered. "Elder sister is back. His Highness Yin Wang saved her. Elder sister is truly blessed, with great fortune and a long life." Xiao Yun, Xiao Tian AI's father, bowed to Yin Wang. "Thank you, Your Highness, for saving my daughter. I'm eternally grateful. Please, Your Highness, come in and have some tea." Xiao Tian AI entered the room, her eyes shining as she saw the plate of pastries beside her. Pastries. She grabbed a pastry and started eating heartily, not forgetting to offer one to Yin Wang. "I'm starving. You escorted me all this way. Have one too." As Yin Wang accepted the pastry, Xiao Tian AI's mother rushed over, crying and hugging her tightly. "My darling, you've suffered." "I'm going to cry." The corners of Xiao Tian AI's lips twitched. These tears were entirely for being held back for too long. Xiaoyan looked at Yin Wang apologetically. "Please forgive my wife, Your Highness. She's straightforward and was so worried about our daughter that she neglected to welcome you properly." Yin Wang waved his hand dismissively. "It's all right." Xiao Tian AI's mother held her hand tightly and looked at Yin Wang with gratitude. "Thank you so much, Your Highness Yin Wang. You are truly the protector of our great Yin." She presented a box of silver to Yin Wang. We were in such a hurry today. This silver was meant to hire people, but please accept it as a token of our gratitude. We will certainly prepare a proper gift and personally thank you another day. Yin Wang glanced at Xiao Tian AI, who was still eating ravenously, his eyes flickering slightly. It was a small matter, not worth mentioning. Although your daughter is unharmed, she must have been quite frightened. You should have a physician examine her. I won't disturb your family reunion any longer. I'll take my leave now. We'll meet again another day. Outside the manor, Wu Shang opened the box of silver Xiao Tian AI's mother had given Yin Wang, his brow furrowing slightly. Your Highness, this is the first time someone has directly given you silver. Whoa. This banknote is also worth 100,000 taels. Yin Wang looked at the pastry in his hand, the corner of his lips curling up slightly. Luo, Chung actually has such an interesting family. Really? Xiao Tian Lan, supported by a maid, arrived at Xiao Tian AI's courtyard. Standing outside, she pursed her lips, her face scowling. How is this possible? How did she come back? Where are the bandits? Why did Yin Wang save her? Xiao Tian AI, who was eating a pastry, looked up at her from inside. She furrowed her brows and asked unhappily, "Oh, elder sister, how long have you been standing there?" Xiao Tian Lan's expression changed in a flash, her face filling with worry, tears welling up at her eyes as she looked at her. I heard that Tian AI encountered bandits. I was so worried about you, so I specifically stayed behind to visit you. Xiao Tian AI mentally brushed off this White Lotus act and sighed inwardly. Oh my, this is so familiar. Even the structure is the same. A textbook White Lotus. All right, time to put on a real performance. Thinking this, she ran over, grabbed Xiao Tian Lan's hand, and tears fell like rain. It's still elder sister who cares about me. I thought I wouldn't see you again. When I was most helpless, the person I missed the most was you, elder sister. As expected, you understand me. Knowing that the person I missed the most was you, you came to visit me specifically. I'm so touched. Xiao Tian Lan forced a smile as she looked at her, her whole body stiff. I've also been worried about you, restless and unable to sit still. Only after seeing you safe with my own eyes can I feel at ease. Buddha bless you, younger sister. You've returned safely, and you're sure to have great fortune in the future. Xiao Tian AI tightened her grip on her hand and smiled brightly. Of course, elder sister wouldn't be at ease. With me safe, there's another candidate for the crown princess position. How can elder sister secure that position then? The maid, witnessing the scene of sisterly affection, shuddered. Why does it feel a bit chilly? Xiao Tian Lan furrowed her brows, the corners of her lips twitching as she looked at Xiao Tian AI and explained, "Why would younger sister say that? I've never thought that way." But inwardly, she was burning with anger. What does she mean? Could she know something? Thinking this, she grabbed her maid's hand and hurried away. I won't disturb your family reunion today. I'll take my leave now. Xiao Tian AI stood at the door, waving at her. All right, elder sister, take care. I was quite frightened. If there were some jewels and ornaments from elder sister to comfort me, it would be even better. I'll be waiting, elder sister. Xiao Tian Lan quickened her pace, her voice stiff as she replied, "It's easy to arrange, easy to arrange." Xiao Tian AI stood at the door, arms crossed, and snorted coldly. I'll collect a little interest now, and then deal with you slowly later. A while later, Xiao Tian AI lay on her bed. She frowned, looking at the silk thread tied around her wrist. Is this the legendary pulse-taking with silk thread? What the heck can he diagnose with this? Her eyes landed on the ball on the table, and they lit up. Xiao Tian AI reached out, picked up the ball, hugged it in her arms, and then looked at the silk thread in her hand, a thought suddenly popping into her head. The thread's movement has weakened. Let's see if there's any reaction now. The physician sat outside, looking at the movement of the silk thread in his hand, his brows furrowed. He shook his head and sighed. Madam, let the young miss eat whatever she wants, and let her do whatever she wants. This old man is truly at his wit's end. Hearing this, Madame Zhao's face paled, tears welling up in her eyes. What? Could it be that my daughter? Inside, Xiao Tian AI clutched a ball in one hand and covered her mouth with the other, thinking to herself, I'm dead. I think I've caused trouble. Outside on the street, a servant stood in the middle of the road and shouted, "Breaking news! The imperial physician has examined her." The second miss of the Xiao family of the Yunhai Marquis Manor, Xiao Tian AI, is weak and frail, suffering from a severe and lingering illness. She doesn't have much time left. Someone doesn't have much time left. Xiao Tian AI, lying on the bed with a rosy complexion, coughed up blood while holding comb and brushing her hair. The ha ha ha. After a good sleep, the demon king Xiao is revived. I hear ancient times had many handsome men. My future will be a life of flirting and romance. No, a life of leisure and pleasure. Xiao Tian AI sat in front of the dressing table and coughed lightly. Cough, no. Now I'm a delicate and fragile noble lady, a white lotus. I must maintain my image. The comb in her hand snapped in two delicate fragile. A moment later, Xiao Tian AI sat at a large dining table, her lips twitching as she glanced at the maid beside her. The maid stared intently at her. Eating too much will hurt your stomach. You can't be too greedy. Xiao Tian AI cried inwardly. Oh heavens, a whole table of food for breakfast and a maid staring at me. I can only take a few bites, haven't even tasted all the flavors yet, and I have to eat so elegantly. She hadn't finished eating when the maid pulled her away. Miss, eating too much today won't be good for your health. Let's take a walk in the garden to digest. Xiao Tian AI looked tearfully at the delicious food on the table. Why delicious food? I'm not full yet. My stomach still has room. I don't need to digest. Oh no, being a refined young lady is so hard. Someone save me. At this moment, Madame Xiao walked in, looking at her with a distressed expression. My daughter has only eaten a little. Don't rush out yet. Xiao Tian AI looked at her, tears welling up in her eyes. Oh, mother still cares about me. She looked at the two maids placing several jars on the table and asked curiously, what are these? Madame Xiao looked at her with heartache. Daughter, it's all my fault for being useless. Your health is poor. I originally wanted to ask old madam to invite physician Zhang from the Imperial Medical Academy to examine you, but it wasn't possible. Now, we can only try some precious medicines. You should take them to nourish your health first. However, these medicines are all extremely bitter. Hearing this, Xiao Tian AI ran over and down the jars of tonic, emptying them all. Mother, it's just bitter. How can I disappoint you? These are truly precious medicines. My cultivation technique from my past life relies on these kinds of medicines to protect and circulate within my body. Xiao Tian AI drank so much that she choked. Her face flushing her it seems I drank a bit too much at once. Then she slumped her head onto the table and fainted. Madam Xiao cried out in alarm. AI, what's wrong? Someone, quickly get a doctor. A moment later, Madame Xiao stood before Xiao Tian AI's bed, her face filled with worry. She was perfectly fine. Why has her condition suddenly worsened? Xiao Yun anxiously looked at her and hurriedly said, it really won't do. I'll go beg elder brother to enter the palace and request Imperial Physician Zhang from the Imperial Medical Academy to come examine her. Hearing this, Madame Xiao glared at him angrily. This morning, Mother was still displeased with me, saying I pampered our daughter too much. I told you to find some work, but you didn't care. Now, no one wants to see AI well. You haven't inherited the title, so who would even consider you important? Her cane slammed against the floor. The old madam glared at Madame Xiao and scolded loudly. The heir of the Marquis's manor is not for you to criticize. Whose daughter-in-law dares to talk back to her husband like this? Did the Shun family not teach you the 3 obediences and 4 virtues? If he were to inherit the title, would he marry an unmanly merchant's daughter like you? Xiao Tian AI slightly opened her eyes and looked towards the source of the voice. This voice, it seems to be the old madam of the Marquis's manor. My grandmother, Madame Xiao, was frightened and quickly knelt, looking at the old madam and admitting her fault. Mother is right. It's this daughter-in-law's fault. Please forgive me. Please invite Imperial Physician Zhang to examine AI. The old madam glared furiously at Madame Xiao and scolded. This girl is too weak. It's all because you pamper her too much. Look at Tian Lan, the legitimate eldest daughter. She's not as frail as her. Besides, Imperial Physician Zhang is the head of the academy, attending only to the emperor and the consorts in the palace. Who are you to think you can summon him? Xiao Tian AI's eyes narrowed in anger, her gaze sharp as she glanced at the old madam. This old woman is truly detestable. Speaking ill of me is one thing, but to speak ill of my parents as well. Does she think that just because I'm cultivating and absorbing medicine, I can't deal with her? Her hand tightened on the bed sheets. She sat up, her body trembling slightly, and looked at the old madam, her voice weak. Grandmother is quite right. I haven't breathed my last yet, so there's no need for such a fuss. At the Marquis Manor, Yin Wang and Xiao Yun were playing chess together. Meanwhile, a physician looked at Xiao Yun and asked, I heard the second miss in the manor is seriously ill. His Highness, Yin Wang has requested that I examine her. Please lift the curtain so I can perform a thorough examination. He gently lifted the curtain and looked at Xiao Tian AI inside. Oh, this is the woman Yin Wang favors. What sort of peerless demeanor does she possess? Looking at the delicate and frail Xiao Tian AI before him, the physician sighed. Gentle disposition, charming eyes brimming with tears, delicate features, yet not overly stunning, lacking a certain dignified air. She doesn't seem like someone who could be a proper mistress of the house. The physician reached out and took Xiao Tian AI's pulse, his eyes lowered. Turning to Yin Wang, he said, Your Highness, the second miss is weak due to lack of nourishment. She will recover with some rest and recuperation. Xiao Tian AI looked at Madame Xiao curiously and asked, Mother, why is Yin Wang here? Madame Xiao placed her hands on her hips and laughed heartily. A few days ago, Yin Wang saved you. I decided to stuff him with 100,000 taels of silver notes. Since His Highness accepted our money, he naturally misses our daughter. Xiao Tian AI furrowed her brows. Wait, 100,000 taels? What? 100,000 taels. She quickly calculated in her head. 1 tael of silver is 50 ku. 100,000 taels is 5 million ku. Ancient silver is like antiques, and antiques are worth many times more. 5 million ku is tens of millions of yuan. Wow, I didn't expect Yin Wang to be so greedy for tens of millions of yuan of mine. Xiao Tian AI stealthily glanced at Yin Wang from afar, his face dark. I wasted my time thinking he was virtuous, asking for nothing in return, a great hero, a chivalrous knight. Turns out you were after my money. A moment later, Xiao Tian AI held a small jar and looked at Yin Wang with gentle concern. I have the best ointment. It will soothe your cold eyes and ensure no scars are left behind. After saying that, Xiao Tian AI applied the ointment to Yin Wang's hand, her eyes sparkling with amusement. Ha ha ha, this is the hand that's held millions. Let me feel it. Consider it an indirect experience. I even get to tease a handsome guy. What a great start to my life. Having finished applying the ointment, Xiao Tian AI pretended to sob and ran off. Boo-hoo-hoo, it's all my fault. I'll go reflect on my actions now. Father, please continue to entertain His Highness. Yin Wang, Xiao Yun, and the physician stared blankly after her as she ran away. As the sun set, the carriage departed from the Marquis Manor. Imperial physician Zhang looked at Yin Wang, smiling. People think Your Highness saved her because you accepted the Xiao family silver. You did it for the silver? Yin Wang asked indifferently, arms crossed. Indeed, for the silver. Since they paid, I have to do something, right? Imperial physician Zhang chuckled, stroking his beard. I see. Although she puts on an act, she's not particularly outstanding. All the noble ladies of the capital are at your disposal, and 100,000 taels is nothing to you. Why pay attention to that girl? Yin Wang smiled and shook his head. It's just that yesterday, there was news that the second miss was gravely ill. I felt she was a very well-behaved young lady, and it would be a pity if she died. Moreover, he glanced at his ointment-covered hand. When she held my hand at the pavilion, I felt another hand approach, but she didn't pull away. The image of Xiao Tian AI applying the ointment flashed through his mind. Imperial physician Zhang looked at him in surprise. What do you mean? Yin Wang snapped back to attention and shook his head. Nothing. Meanwhile, Xiao Tian AI was sprawled on a chair, nibbling a pastry and gazing at her own hand. Perfect, handsome, beautiful hands. Just then, a maid carrying a small basin of water and a clean towel entered. Seeing Xiao Tian AI lounging on the chair, swinging her feet, the maid spoke softly. Miss, an invitation has arrived from the palace. Should we attend the flower viewing banquet in half a month? Xiao Tian AI sat up straight and looked at the maid. A flower viewing banquet? The old madam looked at the invitation in her hand and said coldly, in a few days, there will be a banquet in the palace. Both young misses will attend. She looked down at the descendants sitting below and continued, Tian Lan, you are sensible and well-mannered. I have invited Master Song Xiansheng, the great master of zither, to tutor you. Study hard and try to leave a good impression on the Empress. Xiao Tian Lan smiled gently and replied, Thank you, grandmother. Tianlan will certainly live up to your expectations. Xiao Tian AI, sitting below, puffed out her cheeks in anger. Old madam, you're so obviously biased. Usually, giving the good things to Xiao Tianlan is fine, but even inviting a zither tutor, you only have her taught. Thinking this, she put on an innocent look and said to the old madam, "Dear grandmother, I don't expect to have such superb zither skills as Sister Tianlan. I just hope to be able to contribute to the merriment and keep up with the other sisters. Is that all right?" Later, in the cool pavilion, Xiao Tianlan gnashed her teeth, her face dark. Grandmother clearly said she would only teach me. Is Xiao Tian AI deliberately making things difficult for me? Xiao Tian AI and her cousin stood behind, laughing and chatting cheerfully. Xiao Tian AI's cousin looked at her with a grateful smile. "Thank you, Sister Tian AI. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be able to attend the lesson." Xiao Tian AI smiled and waved her hand. "Oh, we're all sisters. It's just a small matter. No need to be so polite." Xiao Tianlan glared angrily at the group behind them. "Shouldn't you be thanking me?" Master Song looked at Xiao Tian AI's group and said with a smile, "I thought I was only teaching the eldest miss. But since all the young ladies of the manor are here, let's all learn together." Xiao Tian AI's lips curled up slightly at his words. Hee, I was waiting for you to say that." She hugged a zither and quickly knelt down on the cushion next to Xiao Tianlan. "Oh, well then, I'm so sorry to trouble you, Sister Tianlan and Master Song. I won't stand on ceremony." Master Song looked at the zither in her hands with awe. "Dare I ask, second miss, is this the legendary Phoenix Tail zither? I never thought I would have the chance to see it. If I could hear a piece played on it, I would have no regrets in this life." Xiao Tianlan raised an eyebrow, looking at Xiao Tian AI with a sardonic smile. "Second sister, since Master likes it so much, why don't you lend it to him to ease his longing?" Xiao Tian AI fumed inwardly at her. "I'm a white lotus, not a saint. What do his regrets have to do with me? Do you think I'm here to bestow favors on everyone? Believe me, I'd like to smack you." But outwardly, she maintained a sweet smile. "Since elder sister has said so, it wouldn't be right for me to refuse." Xiao Tian AI smiled brightly as she handed the zither to Xiao Tianlan. "This zither was a gift from grandfather. I usually cherish it too much to play it. Out of consideration for you, I'll give you a 99-tael discount to rent it for an hour." Xiao Tianlan stared at her in astonishment. "You're asking for money?" Xiao Tian AI looked at Master Song with a pitiful expression. "Isn't that right, Master Song? He's your teacher, elder sister, and you're his student. Can't you bear to offer a little money as a token of respect?" Master Song looked at her awkwardly and hurriedly said, "I was just speaking casually. How could I let the eldest miss spend money? Let's practice. Let's practice." Xiao Tian AI gently stroked the strings, and melodious music filled the air. Master Song smiled with satisfaction, praising her profusely. "Excellent, very good. Second miss is very talented. With just a few pointers, you can play such a melodious tune." The cousins behind her smiled and listened attentively. Xiao Tianlan sat beside her, her brow furrowed in anger. She spoke up. "It's just a good zither. Master, don't forget who invited you here. You should be focusing on who you're supposed to be teaching." Master Song frowned at her and said helplessly, "Eldest miss, musical skill isn't determined by external objects. I'm just telling the truth. You always play the piece I teach you incorrectly, and you don't practice diligently. Eldest miss, you are truly a burden. Class dismissed." After saying this, Master Song turned and left. After he left, the cousins crowded around Xiao Tian AI, their eyes shining. "Second sister, you're so clever. You learned the zither skills so quickly. Even Master praised you." Xiao Tian AI smiled modestly. "You flatter me. You're all very skilled too." Xiao Tianlan angrily walked over and grabbed Xiao Tian AI's hand. "Come with me, Master." Xiao Tianlan hurriedly pulled Xiao Tian AI away. Once they reached a secluded corner, Xiao Tianlan couldn't hold back any longer and asked angrily, "Second sister, you're opposing me at every turn. Tell me honestly, are you still dreaming about the position of Crown Princess?" Xiao Tian AI crossed her arms and raised an eyebrow at her. "Yes, oh, what if I am? So what if I'm not? Where do you get the confidence to think the position of Crown Princess is yours? So many noble ladies are vying for it. Do you think you can win it based on your own merits?" She stepped closer, looking directly at her with icy eyes. Furthermore, elder sister seems to have forgotten. The matter of my kidnapping last time hasn't been thoroughly investigated yet. Those mountain bandits told me who the mastermind was. Elder sister, do you want to know? Xiao Tianlan flinched, fearfully retreating. Sister, you're talking nonsense. Xiao Tian AI looked at her, sneering inwardly. Haha. With such a weak mentality, she still dares to fight with me? I'll keep her around and play with her slowly. Inside Xiao Tianlan's boudoir, a vase was thrown forcefully to the ground, shattering. Xiao Tianlan, furious, smashed things around the room that it's just a phoenix tail zither. What's so great about it? Showing off in front of me. I am the legitimate eldest daughter of the Marquis Manor. What is she? The maid hurriedly advised her, Miss, please don't be angry. Think about it. Second, Mrs. Maternal family are merchants. Influenced by that from a young age, she naturally lacks the dignified demeanor of a proper young lady. Hearing this, a vicious glint flashed in Xiao Tianlan's eyes. That's right, you're right. She's just a merchant reeking of the stench of money. It just so happens that I have an appointment with Princess Pin tomorrow. I'll let her see what a true noble lady looks like, and also bring her down a peg or two. Xiao Tian AI thought to herself, me, having lived a rough life for over 30 years, the undefeated Xiao Ma Wang, today, I unexpectedly have another refined friend. The two stood in front of a silk shop. The young woman in front of her looked at Xiao Tian AI, her eyes shining. AI. It's been a while. I've missed you so much. The silk shop has new products today. We must buy to our heart's content. Stepping inside, the young woman picked up a bolt of silk, looked at Xiao Tian AI, and said with a bright smile, AI, look at this silk. The color is exquisite, not too flamboyant, perfect for a flower viewing banquet. Xiao Tian AI's lips twitched as she looked at her. Her name was Xia Su-Ying, the daughter of the Minister of Revenue. The reason she became good friends with the original owner was because both of them were shopaholics. Xia Su-Ying pointed wildly at the bolts of fabric. From here to here, gather everything you see for me. A while later, the two walked out of the silk shop. Xiao Tian AI looked at Xia Su-Ying, who was hugging a large pile of silk rolls, and said softly, walk slowly. You bought so many things, and you insist on carrying them yourself. You can't even see the road. Xia Su-Ying replied breathlessly, I don't care. This is how shopping feels. She hugged the pile of fabric as she walked and talked, bumping into someone walking in the opposite direction without noticing. Ouch. Xiao Tianlan, standing behind, looked at the other girl and asked with concern, Princess Penny, are you all right? Then she looked at Xiao Tian AI and Xia Su-Ying and angrily scolded, who was so blind just now? If you injured the princess, can you bear the responsibility? Xiao Tianlan looked at Xiao Tian AI and pretended to say, oh, it's unexpectedly my second sister, Tian AI. She walked over, took her hand, and looked at Princess Pin with an apologetic expression. She has been influenced by her merchant mother since childhood. She doesn't know etiquette and bumped into the princess. I hope the princess will be magnanimous. Tian AI apologized to Princess Pin quickly. Xiao Tian AI frowned, displeased, and looked at her. Why is Xiao Tianlan here? Moreover, she deliberately put the blame on me. Is there something wrong with her head? Princess Pin looked at Xiao Tian AI with an indifferent expression. I'm fine. It's just that second miss is, after all, the daughter of the Marquis Manor. Don't learn the bad habits of commoners. You should have the demeanor of a noble lady. Don't disgrace the Marquis Manor. Xiao Tian AI narrowed her eyes and looked at Xiao Tianlan. Xiao Tianlan, you deliberately brought this princess here to find fault with me, didn't you? Xiao Tianlan sneered at her. So what? She took Princess Pinny's arm and pulled her away. Princess, let's go. Don't let them spoil our mood. Behind them, Xia Su-Ying tugged anxiously at Xiao Tian AI's sleeve and whispered, Princess Pin is the granddaughter of Prince Huainan. Even in the capital, she's a top noblewoman. If she takes a dislike to you, all the young ladies in the capital will question our character and ostracize us. It was my fault. I won't let you be implicated. I'll go apologize now. Hopefully, I can salvage the situation. Xiao Tian AI quickly grabbed her hand and stopped her. No need. My elder sister is deliberately targeting me. If you apologize now, you'll only add fuel to the fire. Xia Suing looked at her worriedly and asked, then what should we do? Hearing this, Xiao Tian AI sneered. How about this? Inside the jewelry store, Xiao Tianlan looked at the jewelry on display and said cheerfully, Princess, these newly arrived pieces are truly beautiful. She picked up a pair of pearl earrings and held them up to Princess Pin Yi's ears. Especially these pearl earrings. They seem made for you. Let me gift them to you. Princess Pin Yi held up a mirror and smiled. How can I accept such a gift? Actually, I think they would suit you very well too. Xiao Tianlan gave an embarrassed laugh at the compliment. I don't have the same presence as you, princess. Wearing them would only make me feel inadequate. At this moment, Xiao Tian AI walked in, looked at her with a cold smile, and said, Elder Sister Tianlan, you're too modest. You're the shining example of the capital ladies' shared purchasing society. You look radiant in any jewelry or clothing. Princess Penny looked at Xiao Tianlan curiously and asked, what is this capital ladies' shared purchasing society? Xiao Tian AI feigned covering her mouth. Oh, look at my loose tongue. Perhaps you don't know, princess, but noble ladies is a polite term for young ladies from prominent families who are both talented and beautiful with wide social circles. However, some of these noble ladies are always short of money, but still desire beautiful things. So they pool their money to buy clothes and jewelry, lending them to each other for outings, hiding it from outsiders. Some even share tea and lunch. Princess Pin Yi frowned upon hearing this. Isn't that just vanity? Xiao Tian AI pretended to point at the jewelry Xiao Tianlan was wearing. I remember now, the fan in your hand, the jade pendant at your waist. I think I've seen them somewhere before, but they suit you best, elder sister. Xiao Tianlan clutched the fan tightly, her face pale with anger. What nonsense are you spouting? Shut your mouth. Seeing her reaction, Princess Pin Yi stepped back in alarm. Miss Tianlan, this is not right. Why react so strongly if it isn't true? I'm not short of money for a pair of pearl earrings. I don't need to share. I'll pay for them myself. Later, at a tea house, Xiao Tian AI and Xia Suing sat with Princess Penny. Xiao Tian AI smiled at the princess. Princess Su Ying accidentally bumped into you today. We apologize for that and hope you can forgive us. She pushed a small wooden box towards Princess Pin. This is a small token of our apology. We hope you like it. Princess Penny looked at the small wooden box in front of her and said indifferently, you two didn't do it on purpose, so there's no need for such a trifling gift. Xiao Tian AI smiled and waved her hand. Why don't you open it and have a look first, princess? Princess Pin Yi opened the box with a look of surprise that, oh my, this is... The skincare and makeup items in the small wooden box were spread out on the table. Xiao Tian AI smiled and said, Princess, these are all skincare lotions, creams, cosmetics, and masks that I made myself. I hope you don't mind them. The three of them lay on the bed with facial masks on. Princess Penny looked at Xiao Tian AI doubtfully and asked, it's the thought that counts. But you said this black mask can really make my skin smoother. A moment later, Princess Pin Yi looked at herself in the mirror and exclaimed in surprise, wow, it really is smoother. Xiao Tian AI smiled and replied, that's because you are already beautiful, princess. Xia Suing, standing beside them, nodded in agreement, beautiful enough to captivate the handsome Yan Wang. Xiao Tian AI looked at Xia Suing curiously and asked, why captivate Yan Wang? Xia Suing cupped her face, a look of infatuation in her eyes. Yan Wang is so wonderful. Besides his illustrious military achievements, he's also maintained his purity. He doesn't even have maids or concubines by his side. He's always gentle and caring. Being his wife must be very blissful. The corners of Xiao Tian AI's mouth twitched. Being his wife? You're thinking too far ahead. At this moment, the sound of the door opening came from outside. Xiao Tian AI, with her back to the door, was unaware. She picked up a teacup, her face expressionless. However, Yan Wang is already 24 years old and a noble prince, yet he has no women by his side. Could it be that he was injured in battle? Down there? TSK. Such a handsome man, what a pity. Princess Pin Yi and Xia Suing looked in horror at Yan Wang standing behind her. Yan Wang covered his mouth and chuckled. Ahem, thank you for your concern, Second Mississippi. Apart from being blind, this prince has no other ailments. Princess Pin Yi and Xia Suing were so startled they sprang sprayed tea from their mouths. Xiao Tian AI jumped, the teacup in her hand falling to the floor. Yin Wang smiled and waved to her. Second Miss Xiao, I'll take Penny back to the manor now. Xiao Tian AI awkwardly raised her hand to bid them farewell. Take care. Oh my, go quickly. Talking behind someone's back and getting caught red-handed. How embarrassing. Beside her, Xia Suing squealed excitedly that, Yin Wang is so handsome. If I were half as beautiful as the princess, could I also captivate Yin Wang? Xiao Tian AI wiped the sweat from her face in mock fear. I don't know about Yin Wang, since he's blind, but at tomorrow's flower appreciation banquet, I'll help you captivate other princes and lords. I have an idea. Xia Suing looked at her and asked hurriedly, what idea? Xiao Tian AI snapped her fingers playfully and looked at her. Behold the secret techniques of a beauty expert. At the flower appreciation banquet, in front of the palace gates, young lords and ladies arrived one after another, their voices echoing in the air. Xiao Tianlan, beautifully dressed and adorned, stepped down from her carriage. A young lady looked at her, covering her mouth in surprise. Sister Zhao's cloak is so unique. It accentuates your figure. You look like a celestial fairy. Xiao Tianlan smiled brightly at her and replied, not at all. Miss Qi, dressed in that aqua blue with a white jade pendant, looks like a newly bloomed lotus flower. At that moment, people behind them cried out in astonishment that, oh my, look, whose daughter is that? Xiao Tian AI, wearing a beautiful off-the-shoulder gown, adorned with jewelry, her long, curly hair cascading down her back, stepped down from her carriage, radiantly beautiful. Xia Suing, standing beside her, looked as beautiful as a princess. All eyes were on the two of them. Miss Xia, how did you do that? You look so beautiful. This is the first time I've seen this hairstyle. Yes, teach me. We've been close friends for so many years. Don't keep secrets. I heard people from foreign lands have hair like this, but theirs is naturally golden or red. There are rumors among the common folk that they are reincarnated demons. Xiao Tianlan glared enviously at Xiao Tian AI. Oh, sister, your clothes are truly unique. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were a carp spirit. Xiao Tian AI crossed her arms and sneered at her. Of course, it's not as beautiful as yours, sister. Your robe could be hung from the rafters for a ghost to hang themselves with. After saying that, she coldly brushed past her. Xiao Tianlan seethed inwardly. This girl dressed like this just to annoy me. She recalled yesterday's events. After returning home, she went to her mother to complain. Mother, in the 4 arts, Xiao Tian AI surpasses me in everything. Today, she embarrassed me in front of the princess. If the crown prince takes a liking to her, how will I ever live? Her mother patted her hand comfortingly. Don't worry. Leave his palace visit to me. We can't touch others, but dealing with her is still possible. Thinking of this, Xiao Tianlan snorted angrily. Just you wait and see. At the palace gate, the eunuch addressed everyone sternly. Order. It is time to invite you noble ladies into the palace. Inside the flower appreciation banquet, everyone bowed to the Empress and Empress Dowager. That we greet the Empress Dowager, the Empress, and all the consorts. May you enjoy 10,000 blessings and peace. The Empress Dowager, holding a fan, smiled kindly at everyone. Rise, all of you. Seeing all you young ladies blooming like flowers here brings me great joy. At my age, I most enjoy seeing such youthful vitality. Her gaze fell upon Xiao Tian AI and Xia Suing, who were standing not far away. Her expression filled with interest. Oh, especially these two young ladies. This is the first time I've seen such a style, both pleasing to the eye and unique, graceful and full of life. Xiao Tian AI and Xia Suing hurriedly bowed in gratitude that we thank the Empress Dowager and the Empress. Xia Suing sat down and patted her chest, sighing in relief that I was so nervous my hands and feet went numb. I thought the Empress Dowager would dislike me. Xiao Tian AI, sitting beside her, ate ravenously. Between bites, she said, don't be nervous. You're the most beautiful one here. Just smile. Xia Suing looked at her, frowning. Why do you seem so hungry? In no time, Xiao Tian AI had finished the plate of pastries in front of her. Sigh, don't even mention it. They've been strict with the food at home lately. I haven't had a full meal in days. You should eat more, too. Xia Suing sighed and shook her head. No, It would be too embarrassing if I needed to use the restroom. Xiao Tian AI stood up and asked the eunuch, "Excuse me, eunuch, could you tell me where the restroom is?" The eunuch smiled at her and replied, "It's just outside the courtyard. Please follow me." Xia Suing, left at the banquet table, could only shake her head in exasperation. Xiao Tianlan watched Xiao Tian AI follow the eunuch out of the courtyard and sneered inwardly. Xiao Tian AI, I can't believe you dare wander around the palace alone. Just you wait and see what happens next. Xiao Tian AI followed the eunuch out of the courtyard, her brow furrowed. The further they went, the more deserted it became. What trick are they playing now? A palace maid carrying a basin of water noticed her. She walked over and poured the basin of water onto Xiao Tian AI. Oh dear, why is the ground so uneven today? Look how clumsy I am. Xiao Tian AI quickly snatched the basin, sneering at the palace maid. Ha! You wanted to splash hot water on me, ruin my makeup, and make me too embarrassed to show my face in the palace? This kind of dirty trick must have been thought up by Xiao Tianlan and her mother. She immediately mimicked the palace maid's earlier actions, splashing the basin of water onto the maid's face. Oops, you were right. The ground isn't very even today. Look at my clumsy hands. The palace maid, drenched and pale, looked at Xiao Tian AI in shock. Miss. Xiao Tian AI covered her mouth, feigning concern. Don't miss me. You should change your clothes quickly. Cold wind blowing on warm water isn't good. You might get sick. She turned to the eunuch beside her and asked with a smile, Eunuch, don't you think so? Huh, where did they go? Both the palace maid and the eunuch had disappeared without a trace. Xiao Tian AI puffed out her cheeks in frustration. This palace is so big, and everything looks the same. They just left me here. Xiao Tianlan is truly despicable. Ugh, can't I run into anyone I know to ask for directions? After walking for a while, Xiao Tian AI spotted Yin Wang sitting in a pavilion not far away. Isn't that Yin Wang? Finally, someone I know. She walked over and sat down in front of him, greeting him with a bright smile. Yin Wang, what a surprise to see you here. Yin Wang said indifferently, Second Miss Xiao. Xiao Tian AI pointed at herself, feigning surprise. That-oh? How did you know it was me? Yin Wang chuckled softly. Though I'm blind, I can smell the jasmine on Second Miss Xiao and recognize your voice. Is there something I can assist you with? Xiao Tian AI looked at him and smiled ingratiatingly. I just happened to be passing by and saw you sitting alone. I was worried you didn't have anyone attending to you, so I came over to ask if you needed anything. Yin Wang looked at her and chuckled. Yes, that's so? I thought you were lost and wanted to ask for directions. Xiao Tian AI's smile faltered, and she felt utterly embarrassed. Struggling to maintain her composure, she forced a laugh. Ha, I'm not lost. I just wanted to help you. Hearing this, Yin Wang nodded. In that case, why don't you play a game of Go with me? Looking at the Go pieces in the bowl, Xiao Tian AI smiled and agreed. All right, since my eyes are boban, please tell me where to place the pieces, and I will guide you. Yin Wang smiled. All right. Xiao Tian AI looked at him and asked with a smile, aren't you afraid I'll cheat? Yin Wang looked at her with a serious expression. Because I believe Miss Xiao is a conscientious person and certainly wouldn't deceive a blind man like me, especially after I've saved you twice. Xiao Tian AI's small hand, which had been restlessly reaching for a piece with the intention of cheating, froze. A moment later, Xiao Tian AI picked up a pastry and said while eating, Yin Wang, you can't say things like that. What's conscience worth these days? Like you, clearly a great hero who defends the country with illustrious military achievements. Yet even the pastries they bring you in the palace are second-rate. It's truly disheartening. Yin Wang reached towards the plate of pastries. Are you referring to these pastries? Xiao Tian AI quickly snatched the plate, and there aren't any pastries here. She hurriedly hid the plate in her sleeve. That I meant what I said yesterday at the pavilion about you. I didn't mean anything by it. I hope you won't take it to heart. Suddenly, a voice rang out from behind them. What is it that you're asking my imperial uncle to overlook? Xiao Tian AI looked curiously at the elegant young man who had just arrived. Oh, handsome. Who are you? Yin Wang picked up his teacup and coughed a few times. Cough, cough, it's nothing. This is the second prince, Prince Suo Zhao Cheng'an. And this young lady is the second miss of the Yunhai Marquise Manor. Xiao Tian AI. Zhao Cheng'an looked at Xiao Tian AI with interest, his hand holding AFA in it. eyes. Oh, this is second Miss Xiao? Just as Imperial Uncle said, warm-hearted, kind, intelligent, and quick-witted. Xiao Tian AI looked at him in surprise. Meow, meow. Are you talking about me? Powerless, Prince Yin covered his forehead with his hand and looked at Zhao Chengyin, asking, "Why aren't you at the banquet? What are you doing here?" Zhao Chengyin smiled at him and replied, "The Empress Dowager has invited the noble ladies and young masters to the Imperial Flower Garden for a chat. I saw Imperial Uncle alone here, looking lonely, so I purposely came to invite you to join in the lively atmosphere." Hearing him say this, Xiao Tian AI suddenly reacted. "Oh no, I forgot about the Empress Dowager's flower viewing banquet." Zhao Chengyin smiled gently and pointed her in the direction. "Follow the path ahead straight, and you'll get there. You're still in time if you go now." Xiao Tian AI quickly returned and, seeing the crowd in front of her, breathed a sigh of relief. That was close. I made it just in time. Xiao Tian AI hurried back and accidentally bumped into someone. The plate of pastry she had hidden in her sleeve fell out and rolled to the Empress Dowager's feet. "That's the plate I hid earlier when I was eating pastries at Prince Yan's place." The surrounding air became still. Xiao Tian AI looked up at the Empress Dowager in front of her, on the verge of tears. "Oh heavens, this is bad." A palace maid picked up the plate from the ground. The Empress Dowager looked at the plate in surprise. This plate. Xia Suaing looked at Xiao Tian AI with a worried expression. "Why did you throw the plate at the Empress Dowager's feet? What are we going to do now?" Xiao Tian AI trembled with fear. Her face paled. Just play it by ear." The Empress, standing behind the Empress Dowager, looked at her and frowned. "Second Miss Xiao is quite playful. Can you tell us why you have this plate? It looks like something from the palace." A noble lady in purple clothing covered her mouth and chuckled mockingly. "The plates used in the palace are very precious. Could it be that she wanted to steal it and take it away? A Guanyao plate like this is worth quite a bit of money." Xiao Tianlan frowned and glanced at her, then walked over and pulled Xiao Tian AI in front of the Empress Dowager. "Your Majesty and esteemed consorts, I apologize. My younger sister is still young and doesn't understand things. Please forgive her transgression." Xiao Tian AI looked at her helplessly. "Older sister, if I didn't see how genuinely nervous you are, I'd think you'd lost your mind. Don't you know that by directly admitting fault, you're admitting that I stole it?" The surrounding young masters and ladies looked at her and sneered. "Ha ha ha, a thief in a noble family. Stealing even a plate, how utterly low class. Look how embarrassed she is." Xiao Tian AI silently watched the people around her, her face darkening. "That it's just a plate, and everyone's taking the opportunity to step on me." The darkness of the inner palace is truly real. At this moment, the sound of hurried footsteps rang out. "The Crown Prince has arrived. Prince Suo has arrived. Prince Yin has arrived." The Crown Prince looked at the crowd in front of him and asked indifferently, "What's going on? What crime have they committed?" The noble lady in purple clothing looked at him and replied in a low voice, "Reporting to your highness, the second miss of the Yunhai Marquis Manor tried to steal a plate from the palace and was caught red-handed. Since your highness has arrived, what do you think should be done?" Xiao Tianlan, hearing this, panicked and quickly said, "No, Miss Yin, the matter hasn't been investigated yet. How can you falsely accuse my younger sister like this?" Xiao Tian AI gave her a cold smile. "Wow, the sun rises in the west. I can't believe she's actually speaking up for me." Zhao Chengyin covered his mouth with his fan and whispered to Prince Yin, "Isn't this a bit much? It's the Marquis household after all. How could they possibly stoop to stealing a plate?" Prince Yin closed his eyes slightly and nodded. "Indeed. Second Madame Shun and I have met a few times. She's generous and refined. A daughter raised by her wouldn't do such a thing." He then walked forward and coldly asked Miss Yin, "Miss Yin, did you see it with your own eyes? Without evidence, don't jump to conclusions. False accusations carry consequences." Miss Yin fearfully retreated. The noblewomen behind her whispered, "Prince Yin is protecting her like this. Since when did the second branch of the Xiao family have such a powerful backer?" The Crown Prince asked Prince Yin, "Imperial Uncle, you're defending her so vehemently. Could there be some unspoken connection between you two?" Prince Yin replied coldly, "I once saved second Miss Xiao upon returning to the capital. It's simply a matter of a benefactor and a victim. Everyone knows this. As for the Crown Prince, you are the heir apparent. Your words and actions carry weight, so you shouldn't speak so carelessly." Watching the two confront each other, Xiao Tian AI felt helpless. Although the timing wasn't right, she really wanted to emulate a Mary Sue protagonist, rush in front of them, cross her arms, and shout, "Oh, you two handsome men, please don't fight over a pitiful girl like me." Her gaze fell upon the Empress Dowager's serious face and the Empress's slightly upturned lips. She'd heard that Prince Yan's fame and merit overshadowed the Empress and the Crown Prince, making them wary of him and constantly scrutinizing him. Prince Yan was helping her, and she couldn't let him be caught in their trap. Thinking of this, Xiao Tian AI looked at the Empress Dowager and timidly spoke, "Your Majesty, may I explain?" The Empress Dowager looked at her kindly and said, "It's just a plate, not a big deal. Let's hear your explanation." Xiao Tian AI stood up, took the plate from the palace maid, and smiled. "Your Majesty, please allow me to demonstrate the purpose of this plate to better explain." The Empress Dowager smiled and nodded. "You have my permission." Xiao Tian AI pulled out 2 hairpins from Xiao Tianlan's hair, borrowing them for a moment. Then, she arranged several teacups in a row and poured water from the teapot on the table into the plate and the cups. After finishing, Xiao Tian AI inserted the 2 hairpins onto the plate and began to tap it while humming a poem. "I present to your Majesty a poem. Attending the palace feast, flowers abound, thousands upon thousands vying for fragrance. Butterflies linger, dancing in the air, orioles sing freely in joy." Zhao Cheng'an smiled and clapped. "Well done. Butterflies linger, dancing in the air, orioles sing freely in joy." What a wonderful plate music. It seems second Miss Xiao wanted to perform for your Majesty. Unfortunately, she didn't bring an instrument to the palace, so she borrowed the sound of the porcelain plate. Marvelous. Prince Yin beside him also smiled faintly. Indeed, quite thoughtful. The Empress Dowager beamed and nodded. Prince Suo is quite right. This child is so clever and quick-witted. We almost wrongly accused her. Someone, bring my carnelian bangle and reward her to ease her fright. Xiao Tian AI smiled and bowed. "Thank you, your Majesty, for the reward." She glanced at the Crown Prince, grinding his teeth behind her, and sighed regretfully. This Crown Prince wears his heart on his sleeve. The Marquis's household isn't stable, is it? With this kind of mindset, being the Crown Princess certainly won't be a good thing. The Alliance feigned smiles. The noble ladies surrounding Xiao Tian AI chatted and laughed merrily. "Ha ha ha, Second Miss is truly multi-talented. We sisters are ashamed to be inferior." Xiao Tian AI covered her mouth with her hand and smiled shyly to "Ha ha ha. You sisters flatter me. I was just opportunistic." She laughed, but not genuinely. "Ha. Only a ghost would believe those words. Just now, these are the same people who wanted to push her to her death." "Huh, is Prince Yin looking at me?" She looked towards him in surprise. "Isn't he blind? It must be my imagination. Honestly, I feel like in this entire palace, only Suo and in Prince Yin genuinely hope for good things for me. One good turn deserves another. Once my power recovers somewhat, I'll try to cure his eyes." The Empress Dowager glanced at the Crown Prince and asked, "Since second Miss Xiao has started, I wonder if any other young ladies would like to perform? Shall we play a game of hot potato, or will you volunteer yourselves?" The Crown Prince crossed his arms, his brow furrowed, his face grimacing. "Let them volunteer. My Crown Princess must be talented and courageous. A cowardly, weak person can't shoulder the position of Crown Princess." Hearing him say this, Xiao Tian AI cursed him silently in her heart. If it weren't for this devil, Xiao, saving herself, who would bother performing for him? At this moment, Miss Yin stepped forward and volunteered. This servant, Yin Yunio, legitimate daughter of the Grand Scholar of the One Yuan Academy, would like to present a dance to the Crown Prince. Xiao Tian AI, standing in the crowd, thought to herself, "Finally, a fly has landed in the ointment." She gently rubbed the pebble in her hand. As Miss Yin raised her hand to perform her graceful dance, Xiao Tian AI flicked the pebble at her ankle. Miss Yin lost her balance and fell to the ground. Ouch! Watching Miss Yin fall flat on her face in front of the Crown Prince, everyone in the crowd laughed at her. Hee. Xiao Tian AI glanced at Xiao Tianlan's frightened and trembling appearance and thought, "I didn't hit you. What's with your reaction?" Xiao Tianlan grabbed Xiao Tian AI's hand and whispered fearfully, "Younger sister, older sister needs to use the restroom. Come with me." Xiao Tian AI was taken aback. To somewhere more private. Xiao Tianlan gripped her hand tightly and said angrily, "My hand is weak. It must have been that bitch in Yunio. Today, she was the only one holding my wrist, staring at it for ages." Xiao Tian AI smiled coldly at her. Dado, that Yin Yunio is quite vicious. However, she also fell quite pathetically just now. If you're like this, it's better to be humble. Don't worry, go home and get some treatment. Xiao Tianlan looked at her, angry and unwilling to accept this. And no, father spent so much effort and money to get this opportunity. Everyone in the Marquis household has high hopes for me. If I become crown princess, the Marquis household can also elevate its status. Xiao Tian AI, you must help me play the zither. Otherwise, I'll tell grandmother about second aunt in front of her. Xiao Tian AI looked at her, smiling faintly, and asked, "Are you threatening me?" Xiao Tianlan only then reacted, her face covered in sweat. Oh well, she lowered her head in embarrassment. Whether it's a threat or a plea, we're both members of the Xiao family. We share in each other's glory. I'm doing this for the good of the Marquis household, and you'll benefit from it in the future. Xiao Tian AI pulled her hand away from Xiao Tianlan's. The crown prince isn't a good person, sister. You've seen it too. He's hot-tempered and has a cunning look in his eyes. Confined to the inner palace by such a husband, do you think you'd find happiness? Xiao Tianlan lowered her eyes. Happiness? How many of us in such noble houses find happiness? The crown princess position is the best marriage prospect I could secure. Once I marry him, I'll be able to hold my head high. Who cares what it's like inside the palace? Xiao Tian AI looked at her in stunned silence. In ancient times, women were like puppets with no autonomy. They could be bound by all sorts of rules, reputation, and honor. Even my own sister can't escape this miserable fate. The only thing she can think about is how to shine when she becomes a puppet, to hide the cracks in her broken heart. Thinking of this, Xiao Tian AI sighed. All right, she flicked Xiao Tianlan's forehead. If you insist on jumping into the fire, I'll let you have your way. Remember, you're a member of the Xiao family. I can bully you, but outsiders are not allowed to. After saying this, she left. Xiao Tianlan rubbed her forehead and watched her leave in a daze. Meanwhile, a large screen was erected. The young noble ladies whispered amongst themselves as they looked at the screen that I heard that the eldest Miss Xiao is nervous and wants to perform behind the screen. She even asked her younger sister, second Miss Xiao, to be her assistant. I wonder what it will be like. Melodious music began to play. The blue sky awaits the misty rain, and I am waiting for you. Kitchen smoke curls upwards, a lifestyle thousands of miles away. Everyone around was astonished and gaped. Zhao Cheng'an smiled and clapped in praise. Wonderful playing, wonderful music. The young ladies of the Xiao family are truly exceptional. Everyone else also smiled and clapped along. Prince Yin closed his eyes and savored the music. The melody was graceful and gentle, lingering in the air. Yet, a single pluck of the strings was decisive and powerful, like beheading an enemy amidst thousands of troops. It also resembled the homesickness of soldiers guarding the border. Every thread of nostalgia and regret seemed to come alive in his ears. Why? He suddenly opened his eyes and looked at the hazy figure of Xiao Tian AI sitting behind the screen. I feel as if I can see the performer appear before me. It's as if she can understand my thoughts. The incomplete soul that I've always been searching for, yet never knowing where to find, is the crown prince, looking towards the source of the soft music, said quietly, "Oh, I think second Miss Xiao is also suitable. Look, Imperial Uncle is very attentive to her." The Empress, rubbing her chin, frowned and analyzed. That second Miss Xiao is too frail. Imperial Uncle's attentiveness is merely due to having saved her once, so he's acquainted with her. I see you want to oppose your Imperial Uncle. Whatever he cares for, you also want to snatch away, just like Xian Jiao, whom you constantly mention. Is that so? Hearing this name, the crown prince's face darkened. Humph, I can't swallow this anger. Xian Jiao clearly knows I love her, but in her eyes, there is only Imperial Uncle. If Imperial Uncle doesn't die, Xian Jiao won't give up either. Hearing this, the Empress became furious. Very well, in the end, it's all because of that vixen. If you continue to be so stubborn and refuse to come to your senses, this mother will have someone kill that slut right now. The crown prince angrily turned and left. Fine. You don't approve of her. If you want me to marry the Xiao family's young lady, then I'll marry her. They're all women anyway. Besides Xian Jiao, they're all the same. At the Marquis Manor, it was said that yesterday, first Miss Xiao shone brilliantly, outshining everyone in the palace, truly bringing honor to the Marquis Manor. That's right. Everyone is saying that first Miss Xiao's exquisite musical piece captivated the crown prince and everyone else. Perhaps the future crown princess will be first Miss Xiao. Xiao Tianlan smiled smugly, enjoying the maidservant's flattery. One maidservant, wanting to curry favor, spoke up, unlike some people who stole plates at such an important banquet. If it weren't for first Mrs. Quick thinking, the Marquis's manner would have lost all face. Xiao Tian AI, basking in the sun in the small courtyard, watched Xiao Tianlan walk by and chuckled coldly to, "Oh, older sister, even while sunbathing, I can hear people gossiping about me. What an honor." Xiao Tianlan, looking guilty, asked her, "What are you doing out here instead of resting in your room?" Xiao Tian AI smiled, covering her mouth as she replied, "Sunbathing. I'm currently a frail and idle invalid, unlike some people who worry every day about being asked how they managed to play such a marvelous piece of music in the palace." Xiao Tianlan, gnashing her teeth, glared at her "So you did it on purpose that day?" Xiao Tian AI smiled meaningfully. "So, I have another hold over you. Behave yourself in front of me from now on." Watching Xiao Tianlan leave angrily, Xiao Tian AI cheerfully waved goodbye. "Take it easy, older sister. If you have free time, practice the zither more, lest your hands become clumsy when the crown prince wants to hear you play." Xiao Tianlan angrily snorted. Xiao Tian AI was strolling when she suddenly heard scolding not far away. "Make him run, making this old woman search everywhere. Serving you, you unlucky thing. This old woman is truly cursed for 7 lifetimes." Xiao Tian AI frowned and looked over dumb. The middle-aged woman angrily slapped the young boy's face repeatedly. "Still not apologizing to me? If you're going to be this stubborn, don't even think about eating today." Xiao Tian AI couldn't bear to watch any longer. She walked over, grabbed the woman's wrist tightly, and narrowed her eyes. "Which room's servant are you? How can you hit someone without reason?" Then she went to the young boy and asked hurriedly, "Who is this young man? Why is this vicious old woman hitting you?" The young boy lowered his head and stammered, "Second, miss, The maid behind Xiao Tian AI whispered, "Miss, she's from the first branch's madam. That child is the first branch's second son, Xiao Tianzheng. His mother passed away, and the first branch's madam doesn't like him, so the servants naturally mistreat him. Seeing young master Xiao Tianzheng like this, he must be starving." Xiao Tian AI sighed angrily. "All right, everyone in the first branch from top to bottom enjoys tormenting others. Sooner or later, they'll ruin the Yunhai Marquis manor. Isn't it just raising a child? If they won't do it, I will." Inside the restaurant, Xiao Tian AI led Xiao Tian Zheng to eat. She and her younger brother sat silently, watching Xiao Tianzheng devour his food. Xiao Tian AI said helplessly, "Eat slowly, don't rush. This restaurant has everything. You can eat until you're full. From now on, you're my real younger brother. You won't be bullied by them anymore." Hearing this, Xiao Tianzheng's eyes filled with tears as he looked at her. "Yes, sister, you're so good to me. Tianzheng will remember this. Later, I will support you. Even after death, I will repay your kindness." Xiao Tian AI smiled gently and nodded. "Little brother, don't say any more. Your sincerity is enough. If you need anything in the future, just ask. If you don't have enough money, you can deduct it from Tianluo's allowance." Xiao Tianluo was stunned, his eyes welling up with tears as he looked at her incredulously. "Sister, why my allowance? Am I adopted?" At this moment, someone approached and politely addressed Xiao Tian AI. "Second, miss, our prince invites you." Xiao Tian AI looked at the person and asked, "Your prince? Who? Doesn't he understand propriety between men and women? Look, even my little brother knows how to protect me." By now, Xiao Tianzheng was standing protectively in front of her. Hearing this, the person hurriedly reported, "Our master is His Highness Prince Yen. He has a matter to discuss with Miss, so he requests your presence. His Highness is currently at the tea house across the street." "Oh, let's go then. Doesn't he know that discussions between men and women should be serious matters?" Inside the tea house, Xiao Tian AI, along with Xiao Tianzheng and Xiao Tianluo, met with Prince Yen. Xiao Tian AI spoke to Prince Yen in a low voice. "Your Highness, thank you for speaking on my behalf in the palace last time. I am grateful. I wonder what matter you wish to discuss with me. Don't tell me you're going to trick me out of another 10 million taels." Prince Yen looked at her with a serious expression. "The crown prince wants to take you as a concubine. Miss Xiao, what do you think of this matter?" Xiao Tian AI jumped to her feet and shouted excitedly. "Is there something wrong with his mind?" 2 teacups were knocked over. Xiao Tianzheng and Xiao Tianluo rushed to catch them. Xiao Tian AI, realizing her outburst, quickly sat down and apologized embarrassedly. I'm sorry. I got a little carried away. So, may I ask, Your Highness, who has been chosen as the crown princess? Prince Yin looked at her, his face darkening. Your older sister. The two of you, one is crown princess, the other is concubine. The empress feels this is a beautiful story. Xiao Tian AI looked at him dejectedly. I'm a legitimate daughter, for better or worse. Why should I suffer as a concubine when I could be a wife? Doesn't Your Highness agree? Prince Yin looked at her and nodded. This prince agrees. I will help you resolve this matter. To be honest, Miss Xiao, you have been implicated by me this time. The crown prince originally intended to target me. Xiao Tian AI stared blankly at him. Oh, could it be because of Prince Yan's beloved? Shi Xianjiao. I heard that Prince Yan has a childhood sweetheart named Shi Xianjiao. Back then, the crown prince also had his eye on this young lady from the Shi family. But Shi Xianjiao became a Taoist nun to reject the crown prince. Because of this, the crown prince took his anger out on Prince Yin and started to oppose him everywhere. Thinking of this, Xiao Tian AI couldn't help but shake her head. TSK, Prince Yin is so pitiful. Such illustrious military achievements, yet he's blind to reality. His beloved even became a nun. Xiao Tian AI stood up, walked over to Prince Yin, and patted him on the shoulder. I can totally understand. If it were me, I would have just stolen her away. Ruin her reputation. Let the crown prince be cuckolded. Anyway, I don't care about reputation or anything like that. Being able to discuss the crown prince is enough. Prince Yin, who was drinking tea, spat it all out. Looking at him, an idea suddenly occurred to Xiao Tian AI. But if Your Highness doesn't mind, I could just marry you. She gently wiped the tea from his mouth with a handkerchief. I can manage both the drawing room and the kitchen, warm your bed, and fight off any mistresses. Your Highness definitely won't suffer any losses. Prince Yin turned his face away in embarrassment and coughed softly a few times. Cough, cough. That's not appropriate. Miss Xiao is so virtuous and talented. I will definitely find you a good marriage to avoid this situation. Xiao Tian AI smiled playfully at him. Hee, Your Highness could be embarrassed too? Since that's the case, I'll leave this matter to Your Highness. I'll be waiting for good news at the Yunhai Marquise Manor. After saying that, she walked straight out. Prince Yin watched her go, smiling and shaking his head. Miss Xiao is really becoming more and more uninhibited. The man standing behind him smiled and nodded. Indeed, Miss Xiao looks gentle, but she's quite bold. This subordinate has never seen any young lady speak to Master without any fear like this. Before, Master said she was frail. Today, he purposely prepared thousand-year ginseng soup for her. But unexpectedly, she was very decisive and drank it all in one gulp. Prince Yin said indifferently, being able to eat is a blessing. Outside, Xiao Tian AI stepped into the carriage. Xiao Tian Luo, sitting inside, rubbed his head dejectedly. Oh, we haven't even played for long today, and elder sister called us back home. I wonder what she wants to do. I still wanted to hear Prince Yin talk more. Xiao Tianjing looked at him and said softly, elder sister surely has her reasons. Just listen to her. Xiao Tianluo frowned at him. You talk like a little old man. Inside the carriage, Xiao Tian AI sat cross-legged and began to cultivate the immortal divine art. Her cultivation level broke through. She let out a breath. Phew, I wonder what kind of elixir Prince Yin put in the soup. After drinking it, my cultivation base actually soared. If I hadn't run away quickly, I would have broken through right there. The carriage suddenly stopped abruptly. Xiao Tian AI, caught off guard, hit her head on the carriage. The carriage cracked. Outside, a group of young noblemen on horseback blocked the front of her carriage. The third young master of the Chengwood Duke's Manor, Xiao Wenshi, and the youngest son of Supervisor Xiao, Xiao Darun, the only son of the eldest princess, Xia Si Yuan, Xiao Shun, the sixth young master of the Wuan Marquise Manor, Chu Song Yun, the youngest son of Supervisor Xiao, Xiao Darun, angrily shouted, "Whose carriage is this? So blind? If you injure us, can you bear the responsibility?" Xiao Tianluo's eyebrows furrowed in anger. Xia Si Yuan, it was clearly you who rode your horses into our carriage. Xiao Tianzheng beside him snorted coldly. Xiao Tian AI, sitting inside the carriage, peeked through the curtains and asked, "What's happening? Why is it so noisy outside?" Xia Si Yuan, his eyes lighting up at the sight of her beauty, exclaimed, "Tian Luo, I was wondering why I didn't see you out and about today. Turns out you're with a beautiful lady. Which family is she from? My friends and I are free today. Why don't you introduce us so we can all have some fun?" Xiao Tian AI feigned shyness as she looked at him, saying, "Well, this." Inwardly, however, she sneered. "Oh, the mighty little tyrant, so arrogant all these years." This is the first time he's experienced the feeling of a white lotus being teased by a playboy. Small tricks. Today, you've met your match. I'll show you what fun really is. Xiao Tian Luo stepped out of the carriage, clasped his hands towards the young nobleman, and said, "You've misunderstood. This is my elder sister. I'm accompanying her on an outing today. I'll invite you all another time for a gathering." Xiaoxi Yuan refused to give up, grinning as his gaze remained fixed on Xiao Tian. And own need for another time. This chance encounter must be fate, showing that we have a connection with Miss Xiao. Don't you agree, friends? Chu Tsung Yun, looking at Xiao Tian AI, smiled and said, "Miss Xiao, the eldest princess's son is one of the most talented young men. It would be your good fortune to drink with young Master Xia." Xiao Tian Luo trembled with anger, his hand clenching at his side. That my sister is virtuous and gentle. If word spreads about her drinking with you, it would not only be improper, but also damage her reputation. Please reconsider. Inside the carriage, Xiao Tian AI's lips twitched. Seriously? I haven't even said anything, and he's already swearing oaths on my behalf? The surrounding crowd, upon hearing this, began to shout, "Death before dishonor." If anyone dares to touch a single hair of the young miss, she will dash her head against something and die on the spot. She would rather die than lose her purity. Xiaoxi Yuan crossed his arms and sneered. "Fine, playing this card with me? All right, let me make this clear. If you dare to die, I will strip you naked and let everyone see the delicate body of the esteemed young miss." With that, he burst into laughter. Xiao Tianzheng, unable to restrain himself any longer, lunged forward, jumping up and kicking Xia Si Yuan in the face, knocking him off his horse. Xia Si Yuan, clutching his face, furiously got to his feet. "You dare hit me?" He immediately ordered his subordinates. "Seize them all. They refuse a toast, so they'll have to drink a forfeit. No one in Luo Cheng has ever dared to disrespect me like this." Two burly subordinates stepped forward and grabbed Xiao Tianzheng by the shoulders, pinning him down. Xiao Tian AI narrowed her eyes and flicked a pebble from her hand. "There are too many eyes and ears here. I have to maintain my white lotus persona and avoid revealing my skills." The two subordinates promptly collapsed to the ground. Xiao Tian AI seized the opportunity and quickly pulled Xiao Tianzheng away. "Come on, follow me into this alley." Xiaoxi Yuan, enraged, ordered his men after them. They must be taught a lesson today. As soon as a subordinate ran into the alley, Xiao Tian AI struck him with a brick, sending him tumbling to the ground. Xiao Tian Luo stared at her in astonishment. "Wow, sister, what was that?" Xiao Tian AI tossed the brick in her hand, saying smugly, "The ultimate weapon in street fighting. The invincible brick. Findable anywhere. It's perfect for surprise attacks, invisible assaults. Just 1/110th of my strength is enough to make countless thugs cry for their mothers." Xiao Tian Luo looked at the brick in her hand and couldn't help but exclaim, "This much damage with only 1/110th of your strength." Xiao Tian AI patted Xiao Tianzheng and Xiao Tian Luo on the shoulders and instructed Tianzheng and Tian Luo quickly lie down in that pool of blood. Xiao Tian Luo looked at her, puzzled, and asked, "Sister, what are you doing? It's disgusting to lie there." Xiao Tian AI crossed her arms and smiled meaningfully. "Don't talk so much. From now on, just keep quiet and play dead. Even if the sky falls, don't move, understand?" A moment later, Xiaoxi Yuan ran triumphantly into the alley. A dead end. "Let's see where you can run now." Suddenly, he stopped. Xiao Tian AI knelt on the ground. Beside her, Xiao Tianzheng and Xiao Tian Luo lay sprawled, a large pool of blood beneath them. Xiao Tian AI sat beside them, sobbing, "Oh heavens, my brothers, you're so badly hurt." She raised her head, looked at Xiaoxi Yuan with tear-filled eyes, and angrily accused him. "You, the young master of the Marquis Manor, dare to commit violence in broad daylight. Is this how the imperial court treats families who have rendered meritorious service? Must I, with my black hair, mourn those with white? Oh, great Lord of Heaven, please bring us justice." Xiaoxi Yuan was stunned, stammering in a low voice, What happened to them?" Xiao Tian AI's maid ran out, shouting, "Come and see. The princess's eldest son is assaulting and murdering people in broad daylight. He has no regard for the law. Xiao Tian AI stood up, glared at Xia Si Yuan, and said furiously, "If anything happens to my brothers, I'll smash my head against the palace gates. I want to ask the emperor if the princess's manor is allowed to act so tyrannically. Someone, come with me to the Jingzhou prefecture to beat the drum and appeal for justice." Xia Si Yuan panicked and hurriedly stopped her. "Please don't report this to the officials. Let's settle this. How much silver do you want?" Xiao Tian AI's eyes were filled with tears, but her expression was resolute. "Ha ha, I want to stab you to death. How much silver do you think your life is worth? Can you afford it?" Xia Si Yuan's face paled, "And no matter what, you can't report this to the officials. I won't let you go." The corners of Xiao Tian AI's lips curled up, and her face darkened as she let out a cold laugh. "Ha. If you have the guts, then kill me too. Let's see if heaven will strike you down with lightning." Suddenly, thunder boomed in the sky. Xia Si Yuan, terrified, collapsed to the ground. At Prince Yan's manor, Wu Chang read through a list of names to Prince Yan. Wei Yuan Marquis Manor, third branch's legitimate son, currently 20 years old, exceptionally talented, handsome appearance, for Qi and 7 Siyuan tall, less than 1.6 meters. Prince Yan shook his head. Not suitable. None of them are suitable. Must I really listen to Miss Xiao and marry her? I wonder if Miss Xiao understands my predicament. At this moment, a subordinate rushed in frantically, shouting, "Your Highness, something's happened to Miss Xiao." At the prefectural magistrate's office, Jingzhou prefect Wen Jiuxi held a beautiful woman in his arms, a wine cup in his hand, offering it to her. "Come, have a drink with me." The beauty smiled gently and said coquettishly, "My lord, don't you need to go to court today?" Wen Jiuxi smiled and replied, There aren't that many cases to try in the capital every day." Just then, the sound of a drum echoed, "Dong, dong, dong." Wen Jiuxi and the beauty jumped up in surprise. Xiao Tian AI stood outside, beating the drum. At this moment, a court official came out and looked at Xiao Tian AI, asking, "Who is beating the drum and calling for justice?" Xiao Tian AI raised her hand and shouted at him, Me. The official quickly said, "Miss, don't be hasty. The guards have already delivered the indictment. The trial will begin shortly. You're not yet married, so it's best not to make accusations in court. You can observe from outside." Hearing this, Xiao Tian AI nodded. "All right, I'll also take this opportunity to prepare a bit." Seeing her leave, her maid hurried after her. "Oh, miss, wait for me." The streets of the capital were bustling. Xiao Tian AI walked and pondered. Xia Si Yuan is the son of the eldest princess, a member of the imperial family. The Jingzhou prefect will inevitably be apprehensive and handle this matter perfunctorily. I must make this a bigger issue, at least sway public opinion to my side. Her gaze fell upon Fang Diyong, the horse seller, sitting leisurely in a cornered O. This man is calmly selling horses in such a prime location. He must be an influential figure here. "You're the one." Xiao Tian AI walked over and slammed her hand on the table. "Good sir, I have a business proposition for you. Are you interested?" Fang Diyong looked up at her and asked, "What kind of business?" Xiao Tian AI smiled at him and said, "Today, I'm going to the magistrate's office to file a complaint. You lead your brothers and surround the Jingzhou prefect's office, banging gongs and drums, and spread this matter. If the prefect doesn't want to handle this case properly, you just cause trouble and force him to do it. I want the whole of Luocheng to know what kind of good deeds the eldest princess is allowing her son to get away with." She placed a 200 liang silver note on the table. "This is 200 liang of silver. After you succeed, I'll give you another 300. Seeing the silver note, Fang Diyong's eyes lit up. "All right, money talks. Leave this matter to Fang Diyong." Outside the Jingzhou prefect's office, a large crowd had gathered. Some people even made banners with the words, "Shocking. Innocent youth beaten in the streets. Is this inhumanity or moral decay?" The surrounding crowd murmured and gossiped. "SK, I heard the two were beaten bloody. How tragic." Prince Yin arrived on horseback, looking curiously at the crowd in front of him. "Why is it so noisy outside the Jingzhou prefect's office?" Wu Chang hurriedly reported, "Your Highness, they all heard that a member of the imperial family harmed the Marquis's son, so they came to watch the commotion." Prince Yin was stunned, his brow furrowing slightly. Strange, the commoners are actually paying so much attention to this matter. Suddenly, something hit him on the head. Prince Yin frowned and asked, "What hit me?" Wu Chang looked at him and replied in a low voice, "It seems someone threw a melon seed, Your Highness." Xiao Tian AI stood in the courtyard not far away, waving at the two of them. Hey, Your Highness, over here, come over here." Hearing this, Prince Yin ordered, go over there. Wu Chang quickly replied, "Yes, Your Highness." Xiao Tian AI took the fruit basket from Prince Yin, her eyes shining with emotion as she looked at him. "Could it be that you also heard about my grievance and came to investigate?" Prince Yin looked at her and nodded. "Yes, I just heard the guard say Miss Xiao was waiting outside the prefectural magistrate's office for the trial. I thought with this hot weather, I should bring some rare fruits for Miss Xiao to alleviate the heat." Xiao Tian AI was so moved, she nearly drooled. "Oh my goodness, a gift given straight to my heart. This demon king's girlish heart and appetite can't take it." Prince Yin sat down and looked at her admiringly. This matter has suddenly caused quite a stir. Not only did it force the prefect to handle the case justly, but it also forced the eldest princess to be questioned in court. If someone is secretly orchestrating this, they are truly resourceful. Xiao Tian AI gave him a wry smile. "Oh, thank you for the compliment, but I can't take credit for that." Wu Chang, smiling, explained on behalf of Prince Yin, "Miss Xiao, His Highness actually came here for another reason. The eldest princess is His Highness's full sister." Xiao Tian AI was stunned. What? Did that mean Xia Si Yuan was Prince Yin's nephew? Suddenly, the fruit in her hands didn't seem so appealing anymore. "Oh dear, don't tell me Prince Yin came here to protect that beast Xia Si Yuan. What should she do?" She had been too naive. Imperial power was treacherous. A marquisate was nothing. The sound of swords slicing through the air echoed as the servants' clothes fell to the ground. The guards, swords in hand, looked coldly at them. "Humph, you dare address yourselves so familiarly before a prince? This time, we'll just cut your clothes as a warning. Next time, it will be your necks." The eldest princess's lover, Deng Junbai, hurried out and bowed to Prince Yin. "This humble one, Deng Junbai, greets Your Highness. The servants in the manor were disrespectful and offended Your Highness. Thank you for your leniency." The eldest princess's son, Xia Si Yuan, also ran out and softly called uncle. Prince Yin waved his hand impatiently. "Don't call me that. I said years ago, my Yin prince's manor doesn't acknowledge the Xia family's descendants and can't afford to." Xiao Tian AI looked at him in surprise. It seemed Prince Yin didn't like this nephew of his very much. It appeared there was more to this story than met the eye. It had frightened her for nothing. Prince Yin took her hand and smiled. "Miss Xiao, the defendant has arrived. It's not convenient for you to be in the courtroom, so wait here. 2 guards will protect you. I'll go inside and supervise the prefect to ensure a fair trial, showing no leniency to the guilty." Xiao Tian AI smiled gently at him and replied, "With Your Highness's words, I am reassured." Inside the prefectural magistrate's court, the gavel banged loudly. "Order!" Zhao Wenjiosi, his face covered in sweat, looked at Xia Si Yuan and asked, "Xia Si Yuan, you assaulted innocent commoners in the street. Do you admit your guilt?" Deng Junbai looked at Zhao Wenjiosi and hurriedly pleaded, "Young Master Xia is still young. I beg Your Highness, Prince Yin, to pardon him for his first offense. Today's issue is a conflict involving the Yun High Marquis's son and young Master Xia. In reality, it's just a misunderstanding between 2 young men. As for the Yun High Marquis's 2 young masters, while they look terrible, their lives are not in danger. I hope you can judge this matter fairly." At this moment, outside, Xiao Tian AI's eyes widened. A peerless gentleman, a woman of breathtaking beauty, 2 for 1 exceptional young master. Wu Chang and the guards standing behind Xiao Tian AI silently turned their faces away. Xiao Tian AI sat on a chair, holding a large piece of watermelon and munching on it. "Whoa, who is this man? Is he the lawyer hired by the eldest princess's son? He's quite eloquent." A guard smiled as he explained to her, "His name is Deng Junbai. He's a scholar and quite talented, but he was schemed against by an enemy and forced into the lowly position of a singer, preventing him from taking the imperial examinations. Later, he caught the eldest princess's eye and is now her favorite lover." Hearing this, Xiao Tian AI couldn't help but sigh. Tiske, Hiske, handsome and talented, yet reduced to being a lover. Such a pity. "Well, since we have some time, tell me about your prince and the eldest princess." The gossip monger's song Yin Feng excitedly volunteered. I know a lot. Let me tell you. Xiao Tian AI waved her hand. I'd be surprised if I believed you. You deliberately tried to scare me earlier. Suan, you tell me. Suan looked at her and slowly recounted. Our prince and the eldest princess are both direct descendants of the late empress, holding incredibly high status. Years ago, their relationship was quite good. However, one year, the eldest princess suddenly fell for the top-scoring scholar surnamed Xia, who is Xia Si Yuan's father, and insisted on marrying him. After learning of this, the prince and the late empress felt the princess was momentarily blinded and strongly opposed the match. But not only did they fail to stop her, but it also created a rift between them. Right at that time, the prince was sent off to war, so he couldn't attend to the matter. Unexpectedly, the late emperor passed away, and the late empress, overwhelmed with grief, followed soon after. By the time our prince rushed back, he couldn't even see his mother one last time. Originally, the prince wanted to ask the eldest princess if the late emperor had any last words. The princess stammered and couldn't say anything, but later, the prince investigated, and guess what? Xiao Tian AI looked at him anxiously and asked, What? Did the eldest princess harm the empress? Or did she greedily swallow the empress's massive dowry? Suan shook his head and continued. When the late empress passed away, the eldest princess wasn't attending to her at all. She was busy fighting with Xia Si Yuan's mother, the consort, over the matter of him taking concubines. Hearing this, Xiao Tian AI slammed her hand on the table in anger. Her own mother was ill, and she didn't attend to her, only caring about man. The prince had unavoidable circumstances, but the eldest princess is truly unfilial. She clenched her fists, trembling with anger. When my loved ones passed away, I only wished for 1 minute to become 2, for time to stop, so they could stay with me forever. But she, Song Yin Feng, and Suan exchanged glances and nodded. Miss Xiao is truly a kind person, so sincere. To think she'd be moved to tears hearing the prince's story. We must tell the prince about this when we return. Seeing Prince Yin return, Xiao Tian AI rushed to greet him. Your Highness, you're back. She ran without noticing the melon rind on the ground and slipped, falling into Prince Yan's arms. Prince Yan quickly caught her and asked with concern, Miss Xiao, are you all right? Are you hurt? Xiao Tian AI looked at him, embarrassed, and replied, No, I just slipped. Your Highness, how was the case handled? Prince Yan looked at her and replied softly, mediation, some compensation, and an apology. Seeing Xiao Tian AI's tear-filled eyes, Prince Yin frowned, thinking to himself, is she crying because she's dissatisfied with the judgment? He took her wrist and said softly, Miss Xiao, don't worry. I will send Physician Shun to help your younger brother with his treatment. He will certainly recover. Xiao Tian AI wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and smiled, replying, Thank you, Your Highness. Your Highness has experienced such a painful past, yet you are always willing to use your own methods to care for others fairly and gently. I must become good friends with you. As for that wolf-hearted eldest princess and her wicked prodigal son, I want to see whose side heaven is on. At the Yunhai Marquis Manor, looking at the piles of gifts filling the room, old Madame Xiao Yun air frowned and said, Mother, these are all the gifts the eldest princess sent as compensation for air foam. The old madam angrily slammed her cane on the ground. Compensation? What compensation? This is a conflict between the eldest princess and Prince Yen. An air phone is truly good for nothing but causing trouble. Tian Lam is discussing marriage matters, and they go and stir up trouble. Furthermore, Prince Yen is overstepping his bounds. He's just a wealthy prince, a tiger without claws and teeth. What's so scary about him? Once Tian Lam marries the crown prince, her backing will be His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince. Xiao Tian AI, standing behind them, listened to their conversation with an impassive face. TSK. Although their words are harsh, they're right. An imperial child who is disabled is not only far from power, but also easily persecuted. I must think of a way to cure Prince Yan's eyes. A few days later, late at night, Xiao Tian AI leaped across the rooftops, and why Undying Technique has reached the silver skin realm. Not only do I have skin like iron, but I'm also much lighter. Prince Yin, wait for me to save you. Since I've accepted you as an ally, I can't stand idly by. Xiao Tian AI stealthily snuck into Prince Yan's manor. Song Yinfeng looked at Su and asked, Has His Highness retired for the night? Suan shook his head and replied, Not yet. He's soaking in the hot spring behind the manor. A moment later, Xiao Tian AI stealthily made her way to the hot spring. Standing at a distance, she watched Prince Yin. Oh, Prince Yin is truly extravagant, even having a private hot spring. In my past life, I never even soaked in a hot spring. If she imagined herself nestled in Prince Yan's arms, her cheeks flushed under the cool moonlight and gentle breeze. Why don't we? Thinking of this scene, Xiao Tian AI's small face flushed crimson. Oh, snap out of it. Don't let your mind wander, Xiao Tian AI. You're here to heal, not to indulge. At that moment, in the distance, Prince Yin stumbled and fell towards Xiao Tian AI. Xiao Tian AI looked at the falling figure, her expression stunned. Huh? Hey, what are you doing? Don't think that just because you're a handsome prince, this young lady won't hit you. Both of them fell into the water. Xiao Tian AI's eyes narrowed. That's not right. His body temperature isn't normal. There are many reasons for vision loss besides being born with it. Prince Yin doesn't seem like he's blind due to an injury. His body is burning up, and the skin around his eyes is dark with many black veins. This situation is more like Xiao Tian AI's brows furrowed tightly. Poison. Prince Yin has been poisoned, a potent poison. I can only temporarily suppress the toxicity and slowly detoxify him later. Xiao Tian AI helped Prince Yin sit up and pressed her hand against his chest, suppressing the poison for him. I hope your highness won't let my efforts go to waste. After an unknown amount of time, Prince Yin slowly opened his eyes. He looked at Xiao Tian AI in front of him and asked in a low voice, "Who are you?" "My eyes." Xiao Tian AI stood up straight, rubbing her chin thoughtfully. I can't let him know it's me. What if he wants to repay me with his body? That might be okay. No, that's not right. He'll think I'm a pervert, and it'll ruin my image. Thinking this, she feigned her voice and said, "Ahem, I'm a wandering immortal cultivating the way of thunder on a mortal mountain. Passing by here, I saw that you and I were fated, so I decided to detoxify and heal your eyes. But your poison is severe. It cannot be cured overnight. Every full moon, wait for me here. I'm leaving now." After saying this, she quickly ran away. Prince Yin sat in the hot spring with a calm expression. Although this person's voice is unfamiliar, but late at night, elsewhere, one of Fong de Yong's underlings looked at him worriedly and said, "Big brother, you were too reckless today, helping the young miss and master of the Marquis's manor offend the princess's manor. Now many people are inquiring about who helped the Yun High Marquis's manor, likely wanting to do something harmful to us." Another underling quickly spoke up in Fong de Yong's defense. "Surely Big Brother de Yong has his own plan. We help them. They will certainly repay us." Fong de Yong sat on a chair with his eyes closed. He suddenly opened them and signaled to his underlings behind him, "Shoo, be quiet. There's movement." 3 people approached from afar. Iron Foot Cripple, with his gaunt cheeks and fierce expression. Jade Face Scholar, holding a sword, looked at Fong de Yong's group with a cold smile. "Just because you offended a disciple of a noble family, will you end yourselves, or shall we help you be dismembered?" Snake Lady stood behind them, her face cold and expressionless, silently watching everything. Fong de Yong looked angrily at the 3, gritting his teeth and asking, "Are you the top assassins of Luo Chung? The Luo Chung 3 freaks?" At the same time, a figure wearing a hat and a mask over their mouth quickly flew in and hid on the roof. "This is where Fong de Yong lives. Last time, he even helped me find someone to create a diversion at the magistrate's office. He's truly a righteous man." Wait, it sounds like fighting. Inside the courtyard, Jade Face Scholar held a saber and smiled smugly at Fong de Yong's group. "Humph, since you know our title, I'll let you die a little more painfully. Prepare to die." Suddenly, a slender hand caught the saber. Xiao Tian AI landed on the ground and looked at Jade Face Scholar indifferently. "Back off." Jade Face Scholar jumped up, looking at her angrily. "Who are you? How dare you interfere in the affairs of the Luo Chung 3 freaks? State your name." Scholar Sword doesn't kill nameless people. Xiao Tian AI looked at him with cold eyes. When the road is uneven, someone steps in. When injustice occurs, I take care of it. Listen carefully. This young master is Hua Lei Feng, the silver-cloaked wanderer, specializing in handling injustices in the world. Xiao Tian AI put her hands on her hips and looked at Jade Face Scholar coldly. Lei Feng comes from Jiaoji Heavenly Mountain. If you know what's good for you, leave now. Jade-faced scholar held his saber and looked at her with an amused smile. We're all people of the Jianghu, so of course, we must show some respect. Iron Foot Cripple extended his staff and swung it towards Xiao Tian AI. Brat, take this. Fong Yong looked at her worriedly and shouted. Careful. Xiao Tian AI jumped down. Iron Foot Cripple seized the opportunity and lunged at her. You snot-nosed brat, how dare you show off in front of me? Today I'll beat you to a pulp. Fong Yong watched anxiously from afar, fear etched on his face. We're doomed. That iron staff weighs dozens of pounds. If an ordinary person gets hit, they'll be either dead or seriously injured. Oh no, this kid's about to die here. Xiao Tian AI lowered her eyes, her voice cold and indifferent that you're old and crippled. Instead of enjoying your retirement, you insist on harming others. Then don't blame me for being impolite. She stood up, using her spiritual power to send him flying. At this moment, Snake Lady also charged forward. Impolite? You'll have to ask me first. She spat a sticky, gooey substance from her mouth towards Xiao Tian AI. Xiao Tian AI looked at the goo on her hand with disgust. You dare spit that disgusting thing on me? Snake Lady, seeing that Xiao Tian AI was unaffected, looked astonished. You're not poisoned? Xiao Tian AI glared at her angrily. Whether I'm poisoned or not, you'll find out soon enough. She lunged forward, smearing the goo all over Snake Lady's face and body. Behold, my special facial mask. Snake Lady screamed in terror. No. A moment later, Xiao Tian AI crossed her arms, looking coldly at the three of them. Tell me, who hired you to kill? Tell the truth, and I might spare your lives. Snake Lady, her face pale and purple, spoke hurriedly. Some brothers offended a powerful person in Luocheng. They hired us to kill, to vent their anger. Xiao Tian AI narrowed her eyes. Does it involve the Prime Minister's daughter? Snake Lady trembled slightly and replied in a low voice, yes, because the Prime Minister's daughter's son's incident is related to these brothers. Xiao Tian AI closed her eyes, her heart in turmoil. Currently, the Prime Minister's daughter can't directly attack me. She can only make an example of others. But there's no guarantee they won't find another opportunity to deal with me later. Prince Yin has put in a good word for me at court, but I still need someone to act as my eyes and ears outside. Xiao Tian AI looked at the three people lying on the ground and said indifferently, although these men come from the streets, they are loyal and trustworthy. Moreover, they got into trouble because they were helping me. So perhaps, after the others left, Fong Yong and his underlings knelt before her gratefully. Huolei Feng, your life-saving grace is beyond repayment. These are the bank notes and land deeds found on the assassins. Please accept them. Xiao Tian AI smiled as she helped him up. You can keep the money. Fong Yong, I ask you, are you willing to serve under me and obey my command from now on? Fong Yong didn't hesitate, excitedly nodding his agreement. Of course, I am. If great hero Lei has any need, just say the word, and I will go through fire and water. I will not refuse. At the Yunhai Marquis Manor, Xiao Tian AI jumped in from outside. Meanwhile, the Empress Dowager sighed, looking at Prince Yin. Look, the Crown Prince has his crown princess, but you are still alone. Every day, I hope you will leave descendants, so that when I meet your mother in the afterlife, I will have something to tell her. I hear you're quite interested in the second miss of the Xiao family. I should meet this young lady sometime and see what she is like. Hearing this, Prince Yin waved his hand. There's nothing like that. She's very pure-hearted, loves to eat, enjoys playing, and has a childish personality. Mother, don't frighten her. The Empress Dowager looked at him with interest. Then what do you think about making second Miss Xiao your princess? Prince Yin was stunned, his body stiffening, eyes widening. While Prince Yin was lost in thought, the Crown Prince spoke up. I think it's a great idea. But her older sister is the Crown Princess, so the hierarchy might be a bit complicated. He walked up to Prince Yin provocatively. I heard Miss Xiao was once kidnapped by bandits and teased by Si Yuan. Uncle still likes her, right? You wouldn't mind, would you? Prince Yin closed his eyes and replied indifferently. Miss Xiao has faced many hardships, but her heart remains unchanged. Of course I don't mind. The Empress Dowager sat above, looking helplessly at the Crown Prince. Having delivered this jab, Prince Yin dodged it instead of confronting it. I don't confront, I dodge. Thinking of the joyful and sorrowful expressions on Xiao Tian AI's face, Prince Yan's expression softened. If Miss Xiao is willing to be my princess, that would be quite good. Just then, Suan rushed in, shouting, Your Highness! Your Highness! He went to Prince Yan's side and whispered, "News from outside the palace. It concerns the heir apparent and Miss Xiao. They are at Fanlu." Prince Yan couldn't help but laugh loudly upon hearing this. Ha ha. Wherever Miss Xiao is, there is excitement. At Fanlu, Xiao Tianzheng, bandaged all over his head and body, drooled as he stared brightly at the plate of chicken legs in front of him. He looked at Xiao Tian AI tearfully and asked, "Sister, do I really have to be wrapped up like this?" Xiao Tian AI stuffed some food into her mouth as she ate and replied, "You've just narrowly escaped death. You have to make it look convincing, right?" Xiao Tianzheng looked at her pitifully. "Then can I at least have a bite?" Hearing this, Xiao Tian AI picked up a piece for him here. At this moment, an angry shout came from below. "You scoundrels, get out of my way." Xiao Tian AI curiously poked her head out to look. The heir apparent glared angrily at Tue Hu and Tue Yang that don't bully people too much. The surrounding crowd burst into laughter. Tue Hu looked at the heir apparent and sneered that "I'm still bullying you today. What are you going to do about it? Hit me. Hit me here." He pointed at his face. Suddenly, a chicken leg flew out of nowhere and smacked him right in the face. Da-da. Tue Hu fell to the ground and yelled furiously, "Who's tired of living? Who dared throw a chicken leg at my face?" Tue Yang quickly ordered his subordinates, "Surround this place." Upstairs, Xiao Tian AI looked at Xiao Tianzheng and asked, "Brother, who are these two?" Xiao Tianzheng looked at her helplessly and said, "Sister, why did you hit them if you didn't know who they were?" Xiao Tian AI glanced at him coldly and replied, "They looked so despicable, I just couldn't help myself." Xiao Tianzheng hurriedly explained, "They're the eldest princess's lovers." Xiao Tian AI crossed her arms and narrowed her eyes. "The eldest princess's people again. What a small world." Xiao Tianzheng nodded. "They often run rampant in the capital, relying on the eldest princess's power." Just then, Tue Hu, holding a chicken leg, stormed in angrily and yelled, "Who threw this chicken leg? Confess now, or you'll all be locked up here." Tue Yang followed behind, pulling the heir apparent inside with him. As soon as Tue Yang finished speaking, a figure rushed towards them with a panicked expression. "You!" Xiao Tian AI ran to him, knelt down, and with tears welling up, she asked indignantly, "How dare you imprison us? My Xiao family is related to the crown prince by marriage. If the crown prince finds out, you'll all be exterminated." Taking advantage of their distraction, she quickly tied Tue Hu and Tue Yang's legs together with a rope. "I hate bootlickers like you the most." After tying them up, she yanked the rope hard, sending them tumbling to the floor. Xiao Tian AI stood upstairs, laughing loudly and waving. "Oh dear, leaving already without even introducing yourselves? Don't let me keep you." The eldest princess lifted the curtain and looked at the man kneeling outside. "Confess, what is your crime?" Outside, an old man played a melodious tune on his instrument as a crowd gathered to watch. In the center, the heir apparent knelt on the ground, holding a whip and looking at her with a serious expression. "Last night, this junior offended the two esteemed individuals beside your highness. I only ask that your highness not hold a grudge against the Duke of Sui's residence. I am here to receive my punishment." He recalled Xiao Tian AI instructing him on the plan the day before. She walked over, put her arm around his shoulder, and smiled smugly. The eldest princess favors her lovers. They often bully others, including many children of noble families, but no one dares to speak out. You just need to pretend to be weak and admit your guilt and spread the word about this. Xiao Tianzheng, standing behind her, looked at her nervously and whispered, "Sister, where did you come up with this plan?" Xiao Tian AI ignored him and looked at the heir apparent with a dark expression. "By then, we won't even need to lift a finger. There will definitely be indignant disciples of noble families who will use this opportunity to bring the eldest princess down a peg." The heir apparent shuddered at her smile. Back in the present, the eldest princess glared at him and roared, "Enough! Get up!" Suddenly, a rotten vegetable came flying out of nowhere and hit her squarely in the face. Da-da! The surrounding crowd, holding rotten vegetables, angrily shouted at her, "Where is justice?" It's one thing for her lowly lovers to bully ordinary nobles, but now even the heir apparent of the Duke's residence is being humiliated. So arrogant. She clearly doesn't respect the noble families of the capital. On a rooftop not far away, Xiao Tian AI, disguised as a man and wearing a face covering, secretly observed everything. Fang Diyong reported to her, "Boss, as you instructed, we've spread the word to the descendants of the noble families who were wronged by the eldest princess. Most of them are here today." Xiao Tian AI nodded in satisfaction. Diyong, you've done well. Below, the angry crowd threw things at the eldest princess. Rotten eggs, rotten fruit, throw them. Xiao Tian AI stroked her chin, frowning in thought. This matter would definitely reach the emperor's ears. Those who bully others using their power should be prepared to face retaliation. The eldest princess would surely vent her anger on Prince Yan. Tonight, I'll go to Prince Yan's residence and see what kind of trouble the eldest princess stirs up. Emperor Jing Yudi looked at the thick stack of memorials. The officials below continuously reported, "Your Majesty, it's outrageous that mere lovers dared to openly humiliate the heir of the Duke's manor. They must be severely punished." Emperor Jing Yudi looked at the officials and asked coldly, "Which of you can tell me how they should be punished?" An official immediately replied, 50 lashes each as a deterrent. Zhao Cheng'an chuckled softly, treating the symptoms but not the root cause. First, her son beat young Master Yun Hai-ho, and then her lovers bullied the heir. It's truly excessive. If the eldest princess cherishes these two lovers as treasures and cannot bear to be separated from them, then let's officially arrange for them to become eunuchs. They can serve the princess and receive a handsome stipend. It's a win-win situation. The officials, upon hearing this, fearfully covered their crotches. How cruel. Emperor Jing Yudi nodded. Then do as my son says. Late at night, in Prince Yan's residence, beside the hot spring, Xiao Tian AI, disguised as a man, took Prince Yan's pulse. The poison in your highness's body has stabilized considerably. You'll fully recover in time. Prince Yan smiled and nodded. I don't know how to repay your great kindness, senior. Xiao Tian AI thought to herself, don't mention it. Pearls, agates, deeds to houses and land. I won't refuse anything. At this moment, Zhao Cheng'an arrived, smiling. Uncle is here. I have some good news that makes me feel incredibly pleased, and I want to share it with you. Come and listen. The eldest princess has encountered trouble because of her lovers. I've avenged you. I even deliberately had father turn them into eunuchs. Xiao Tian AI glanced at him, the corner of her mouth twitching. Oh my God, Prince Suo, you look so refined and elegant, but your heart is so dark. At this moment, Zhao Cheng'an noticed her and approached curiously. Oh, who is this? Do I know you? Prince Yan looked at him and introduced her indifferently. This is Senior Lei Feng. Prince Suo hasn't met him before. Zhao Cheng'an looked at Xiao Tian AI in surprise. But why do I feel so familiar with you? Are you Xiao? Xiao Tian. Xiao Tian AI, panicked, quickly covered his mouth. She forced a laugh and looked at Prince Yan, explaining, haha, my face is very common. It's normal to find it familiar. Damn it, I'm covering my face. How did he still recognize me? She quickly pulled Zhao Cheng'an aside. Zhao Cheng'an looked at her helplessly and smiled. Xiao Tian AI pinched his face angrily and warned, shut up, I'm Senior Lei Feng. If you keep guessing, I'll snap that of yours. I can't let Prince Yan know that a girl like me is sneaking around watching him bathe. It's too embarrassing. Zhao Cheng'an replied hastily. All right. The eldest princess, trembling with anger, looked at Prince Yan. Those two brothers can't become eunuchs. Can you ask the emperor to retract the imperial decree? Prince Yan held a teacup and replied indifferently, I'm just a cripple. You've asked the wrong person, elder sister. Zhao Cheng'an stood beside him with a calm expression. Xiao Tian AI stood to the side, nodding in satisfaction. That's right, don't compromise. The eldest princess clenched her hands, looking at Prince Yan with a guilty conscience. If being tough doesn't work, she then pretended to cry pitifully, kneeling before Prince Yan. Wah, I like handsome men. At least when I'm lonely, they can stay by my side and comfort me. If you consider me family, you'll surely pity me and protect me, not ganging up on me with outsiders. Xiao Tian AI, seeing this scene, couldn't help but sigh. TSK, an upgraded version of a white lotus. In her eyes, her own brother isn't as important as her two lovers. Thinking of this, an idea came to her. Your Highness, Prince Yan, this humble one feels that the eldest princess's words have some merit. You should cherish and protect your family. The eldest princess, seeing someone speaking up for her, rejoiced. See? He also thinks I'm right. Xiao Tian AI narrowed her eyes and looked at her coldly, saying, recently, you contracted the plague, yet the eldest princess, unafraid of infection, didn't avoid you at all. This truly shows deep familial affection. As soon as she finished speaking, the eldest princess recoiled in fear, her face pale. What? You have a plague? Don't come near me. I don't want to be infected. Prince Yin sneered at her. Oh, is this what family is? Indeed, when mother passed away, you were preoccupied with your own pleasures. Your love for me is less than that for a dog. Thinking of this, he stood up angrily and ordered, get out of the Prince Yin residence. This residence no longer welcomes an unfilial and rebellious person like you. Leave immediately. The eldest princess looked at him in disbelief, her face pale. Brother, just you wait. Her maid quickly helped her up. With that, the eldest princess turned and left angrily. Prince Yin closed his eyes and sighed. Xiao Tian AI walked over and placed a hand on his shoulder, comforting him. Those who have passed are gone. Those who are living must continue to live. Prince Yin, your mother wouldn't want to see you like this. Only when you recover well and live a happy and healthy life would she be at peace. Prince Yin looked at her and softly said, thank you. You're right. Zhao Cheng'an, standing beside them, twitched his lips. Is this how hermits comfort people? Why is the atmosphere between you two so strange? At the Lecking restaurant, Xia Suoing looked at Xiao Tian AI and asked, Tian AI, you said Prince Yin and Prince Suo would be out drinking tonight? How did you know? Tell me. Xiao Tian AI smiled mysteriously. A woman's intuition. It's because I overheard them talking when I left Prince Yan's residence. At this moment, footsteps sounded. Xiao Tian AI saw Prince Yan and Zhao Cheng'an enter and feigned a greeting. What a coincidence! Your Highness, Prince Yan. Are you here for dinner too? There's space at our table. Come join us. Zhao Cheng'an, walking behind, pushed Prince Yan forward and looked at her with a smile. Oh, second miss, you only see my uncle? Why didn't you invite me? I'm so upset. I'm worried I won't be able to keep second Miss's secret. Xiao Tian AI glared at him with a forced laugh. Who told you to stand behind Prince Yan like an attendant? I didn't notice you. She narrowed her eyes, warning him, if you dare to let slip a word, I'll carve a turtle on your face. Xia Suoing, her cheeks flushed, looked at Prince Yin shyly and asked, why is your highness here tonight? Prince Yin remained silent. Seeing him silent, Xia Suoing asked in a small voice, I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong? Xiao Tian AI smiled and patted her shoulder comfortingly. It has nothing to do with you. She lowered her eyes and looked at Prince Yin with a pained expression. Prince Yin decided to go out drinking to relieve his sorrow because of the eldest princess. He misses his mother. Thinking of this, Xiao Tian AI raised her wine cup, looked at Prince Yin, and said, Your Highness, allow me to offer you a toast. This wine is called Heavenly Paradise Brocade Flower. Legend has it that the brocade flower bloomed from the tears of the Holy Mother as she watched her son suffer. It represents the undying love of a mother. Would you drink this cup with me? Prince Yin looked at her in surprise, murmuring softly, Heavenly Paradise Brocade Flower, the undying love of a mother. He took the wine cup from her hand. This prince will drink. Then he raised his head and drained the cup. Xiao Tian AI watched him, smiling faintly. As expected of Prince Yin, he listens to advice, understands reason and sentiment, and knows humility. This matter can be considered resolved. Prince Yin looked at her, smiling. Miss Xiao, this toast you offered me is truly precious. As a return of the courtesy, what would Miss Xiao desire? Xiao Tian AI's eyes lit up. Oh, he's offering. Then naturally, mountains of gold and silver. Thinking of this, she opened her mouth to speak naturally. But before she could finish, Zhao Cheng'an interjected, naturally a big bear. For this year's autumn hunt, the emperor has requested all the royal family members join in the festivities. Wouldn't it be wonderful if Imperial Uncle took this opportunity to catch a mighty bear for Miss Xiao? It's settled then. Xiao Tian AI gaped at him. Settle my foot. That's a class 1 protected animal. You know, Prince Yin and Xia Suoing, standing beside them, could only remain speechless. A moment later, Prince Yin and Zhao Cheng'an left. Zhao Cheng'an waved his fan, smiling. No need to see us out, Miss Xiao. Just wait for your bear. Xiao Tian AI sighed helplessly. Please don't. Late that night, in a marquise manner, Xiao Tian AI lay in bed with her eyes tightly closed. In her mind, an image appeared of Prince Yin carrying Zhao Cheng'an and a large bear walking towards her. Miss Xiao, your bear has arrived. Xiao Tian AI opened her eyes wide in fright. Don't come any closer. I don't want a bear. A voice called from outside. Sister, Prince Yin has sent you a gift. Shall I bring it in? Xiao Tian AI opened the window, her eyes dark and hair disheveled, and asked unhappily, What? A bear? Wasn't the autumn hunt supposed to be later? Xiao Tian Lu froze mid-pull on the reins. Miss Xiao, His Highness personally chose this for you. It's said to have the gentlest temperament and be very obedient. Xiao Tian AI's eyes lit up. Oh. She rushed over and hugged the white horse, her face full of excitement. Haha, this is wonderful. It's a white horse, not a bear. I'm so touched. From today onwards, your name is Big Bear. Xiao Tianzheng looked at her helplessly. How peculiar. At the prince's residence, Princess Pin looked at Xiao Tian AI, smiling. Prince Yin gave you a white horse. Xiao Tian AI smiled and nodded yes. It's a pity I can only look at it. I don't know how to ride. Xia Suoying clasped her hands to her face, her expression excited. Oh, it doesn't matter. Soon, His Highness will ride a white horse right up to you. The corners of Xiao Tian AI's lips twitched. I'm afraid it won't be His Highness, but Tang Sanzang. Just then, a loud voice announced, Her Highness, the eldest princess, has arrived. The three of them hurriedly stood up and bowed. Greetings, Your Highness, eldest princess. Xiao Tian AI frowned, exchanging glances with Princess Pin. There's a gathering at the prince's residence today. Did they invite the eldest princess as well? Princess Penny looked at her and quickly waved her hand, and I'm afraid she wasn't invited. She probably came on her own. After exchanging glances with Xiao Tian AI, Pin smiled at the eldest princess and said, Your Highness, what an honor to have you visit. The eldest princess gave Princess Pin the cold smile. I didn't receive an invitation, so I came myself. I'm afraid this honor is an imposition. Penny forced a laugh. Your Highness, you jest. Xiao Tian AI watched the scene with a serious expression. Did the eldest princess lose face at Prince Yan's and come here to recover it with the younger generation? Pin is still too young. No match for this shrew. At this moment, a man approached, clasped his hands, and bowed to the eldest princess that I wasn't aware of Your Highness's visit. Please forgive Pin for any lack of hospitality. Xiao Tian AI looked at Xia Suo Ying and whispered, Who is that? Xia Suo Ying whispered back, That's the heir of the prince of Huainan's residence, Zhao Qinnam. Xiao Tian AI responded with an The Zhao family genes are really good. Everyone is so handsome. The eldest princess, seeing Zhao Qinnam, softened her demeanor and nodded. All right. I heard the prince of Huainan's residence was holding a banquet, so I came to join the fun. My Junbai, as a compiler, is also a learned man. Qinnam, you must chat with him today. Zhao Qinnam frowned slightly. I'm the heir, yet she's dragging me to entertain a lover. Thinking this, he said coldly, Perhaps another day. The eldest princess shook her head. Not another day. Let's have this exchange today. On my way here, I passed by the Hunter Treasures Pavilion. Junbai acquired some fine items. Let Qinnam broaden your horizons. Rong Junbai, beside her, nodded. I look forward to the heir's guidance. I thank you in advance. A moment later, a servant brought out 3 items on a tray. Xiao Tian AI looked at the 3 items and couldn't help but exclaim, What are those? 3 salted fish, a pair of white jade elephants, and a string of high-quality prayer beads. Zhao Qinnam looked at the 3 items with interest. Top-grade jade fish carved with the exquisite and flowing Yangzhou technique. A pair of white jade elephants, lifelike and auspicious. And sandalwood prayer beads, each bead smooth and polished, engraved with the Diamond Sutra. Exquisite craftsmanship. Each bead is extremely valuable. The eldest princess laughed heartily. Qinnam has a keen eye. It seems my Junbai truly made no mistake in his purchases. These prayer beads were once blessed at a temple. I intend to gift them to the Prince of Huainan for longevity. Xiao Tian AI covered her mouth, unable to contain her laughter. Everyone looked at her. Xiao Tian AI finally reacted. The eldest princess frowned at her. D. Oh, you have something to say? Indeed, with a wealthy grandfather, Miss Xiao must be quite knowledgeable. Xiao Tian AI sneered inwardly at her. Looking for trouble? Don't regret asking me to speak. She looked at the eldest princess and said carefully, then I'll speak frankly. She picked up 2 of the items and began to analyze them. These items are made of high-quality materials, but the implications: jade carved into 3 fish, 2 in a pair, leaving 1 extra. Isn't that redundant? A pair of jade elephants, cute and innocent, but without tusks. They symbolize misfortune. As for these prayer beads, although they are sandalwood, they have a strange smell. She brought a bead to her nose and sniffed. The bead in her hand crumbled. Xiao Tian AI's expression darkened. Unexpectedly, there are traces of soul-snatching herb and 5 poisons powder within these beads. If worn regularly, it would cause weakness at best and premature death at worst. The eldest princess, intending to gift these to the Prince of Huainan. I'm afraid there's an ulterior motive. The eldest princess trembled with rage. Shut up. Rong Junbai hastily knelt down and looked at Zhao Qinnam, explaining, Your Highness bought this item and then brought it to the manor. There was absolutely no other intention. This matter is definitely a misunderstanding. Zhao Qinnam looked at him coldly and said, I know His Highness wouldn't harm you. He then ordered his subordinates behind him, someone investigate the origin of this rosary. Behind them, Xia Suang looked at Xiao Tian AI's worried expression. Miss, how could you offend the eldest princess? If the eldest princess holds a grudge against you, you won't have peace. Xiao Tian AI shrugged nonchalantly. I even sued her son. Am I still afraid of her grudge? Besides, I was just telling the truth, out of good intentions. Zhao Qinnam walked over to her and smiled in praise. Miss Xiao is very knowledgeable. I admire you. I wonder if I could invite you to discuss and study together sometime. Xiao Tian AI looked at him dumbfounded. Oh, what does this handsome man mean? Does he want to pursue me? Suddenly, a hand slapped her shoulder hard. Ow! Zhao Cheng'an put his arm around Xiao Tian AI's shoulder and looked at Zhao Qinnam, smiling. Crown Prince, that wouldn't be appropriate. As the saying goes, men and women should maintain a proper distance, let alone a man and a woman studying together. Miss Xiao, don't you agree? Xiao Tian AI puffed out her cheeks in anger. She furiously punched him, sending him flying. You damn monkey! Zhao Qinnam, the princess consort, and Xia Suang stared blankly at this scene. Xiao Tian AI clenched her fists, her whole body stiff. Looking at Prince Yan's stunned expression, Xiao Tian AI wanted to cry, but had no tears. She had acted like a tomboy in front of the handsome Prince Yan. What should she do? Seeking online solutions extremely urgent. Xiao Tian AI held her head in her hands, crying inwardly. Oh heavens, my delicate white lotus image is gone. It's in front of the handsome Prince Yan too. Prince Yan looked at her with concern and asked, Miss Xiao, are you all right? Hearing him ask, Xiao Tian AI only then reacted, I forgot Prince Yan hasn't recovered from his illness yet. Thinking of this, she immediately pretended to be weak. Ouch, Prince Suo scared me. She looked at Prince Yan, her voice soft and delicate. Boo-hoo, Your Highness, look, my delicate hand hurts so much. Zhao Qinnam, trembling, struggled to his feet, a large bump on his head. He looked helplessly at the 2 of them being lovey-dovey, not far away. Wait a minute, I'm a victim here. Xiao Tian AI ignored him. She raised her hand and looked at Prince Yan, her voice soft. Sob, sob, Your Highness, blow on it for me, so it will heal faster. Prince Yan took her hand, his face full of distress. It's all Prince Suo's fault for being careless and hurting you. I will discipline him. A moment later, in the courtyard, Xiao Tian AI looked at Prince Yan and Zhao Cheng'an and asked, But why are you 2 here? Prince Yan picked up his teacup and replied indifferently, The matter the eldest princess gifting the rosary. It's been investigated. There was a family in need of money. Their old madam had just passed away at the age of 50, so her descendants hastily sold the rosary. It just so happened that the eldest princess bought it. Unexpectedly, Zhao Cheng'an looked at Xiao Tian AI, smiling in praise. I heard it was Miss Xiao who discovered the problem. Truly, a nose better than a dog's. Xiao Tian AI punched Zhao Cheng'an, sending him tumbling to the ground. Behind her back, her hand clenched tightly. She forced a smile and replied, I've also read some medical books and just happened to discover it. It's nothing. The eldest princess's family just happened to encounter this. Prince Yan nodded. The eldest princess doesn't have the guts to harm the royal family, but she's been arrogant and narrow-minded since she was young. I'm afraid she's holding a grudge against you now. Inside the eldest princess's mansion, things were thrown to the ground and shattered. The eldest princess angrily yelled, "I'm so furious. A lowly servant girl from the Marquis's manor dares to mock me. I must kill her." Rong Junbai calmly held a teacup and said softly, "Miss Xiao, exposing the poison in the prayer beads was helping us. Why is the princess so angry with her?" The eldest princess frowned angrily at him. "Junbai, do you have your eye on her? Why do you keep speaking up for her?" Rong Junbai looked at her, his expression darkening. "Eldest princess, I'm only speaking the truth. Why do you falsely accuse me? Since entering this residence, I have been completely loyal to your highness. If your highness wants someone who only says pleasing things, then you can dismiss me from the manor. I absolutely won't complain." Hearing this, the eldest princess's expression finally softened. She went over and nestled into Rong Junbai's arms, acting coquettishly. "Oh, I was just speaking casually. My heart aches. Rub it for me, and I won't be angry anymore." At this moment, Xia Tu-Vin pushed the door open and said loudly, "Mother, I heard you encountered second Miss Xiao." Just as he entered the room, he saw the eldest princess smiling at Rong Junbai. Hearing the shout, the eldest princess startled and turned her head. Seeing the exposed skin on Rong Junbai, Xia Tu-Vin froze, a lascivious glint flashing in his eyes. Tiske, his skin is even whiter than a woman's. If he weren't someone mother fancies, I'd want to have a taste of him myself. The eldest princess quickly straightened up and snorted, looking at him with displeasure. She's just a little servant girl with some beauty, thinking that having 3 royal descendants fawning over her means she can disregard me. But why are you asking about her? Xia Tu-Vin rubbed his hands together and laughed heartily. "That I have an idea. Don't I still lack a proper wife? I could just marry her. Once she's my wife, mother can deal with her as you please." The eldest princess recalled the intimate scene between Xiao Tian Ai and Prince Yin that day, a cold glint flashing in her eyes that girl is a bit strange. She even caught Prince Yan's attention. I saw them being quite cozy. If it's something Prince Yan wants, then I must have it. Xia Tu-Vin looked at her and asked, "So what should we do?" The corner of the eldest princess's mouth curled into a cold smile. "That I'll go find a matchmaker now. I guarantee you'll have that beauty in your arms." Elsewhere, a kind old woman held Zhao Qinnam's hand and said, "The crown princess's family background and character are considered a good match. Mother approves of this marriage. It just depends on your intentions." Zhao Qinnam smiled gently and asked, "Really?" "Of course, I agree." The old woman's face lit up with joy. "Then I'll arrange for someone to propose marriage." 2 marriage proposal tablets were placed on the table. Meanwhile, Xiao Tian Ai happily fed a white horse some radishes. "Little bear, eat up. Prince Yin said he'll teach me to ride you when he has time. You have to behave well then. Whether I can ride a white horse with the prince depends entirely on you." At this moment, a maid ran over in a panic. "Miss, it's bad." Xiao Tian Ai looked at the maid and smiled. "What's bad?" "Even if the sky falls, someone will hold it up." The maid looked at her anxiously. "No one can hold this up." The eldest princess's manor and the prince of Huainan's manor have both come to the Marquis's manor with marriage proposals. A bolt from the blue. Xiao Tian Ai was stunned. "Ugh, heavens! Is this the romantic tribulation you've sent me?" In Xiao Tian Ai's small courtyard, Xiao Tian Ai's face was dark. The 2 matchmakers surrounding her sang her praises. "Look, Miss Xiao has such fortunate features. Eyebrows like crescent moons, a captivating aura. Young Master Xia, and you are a match made in heaven. Our lord, and you are truly a beautiful couple." Xiao Tian Ai held 2 large gold ingots out to them, coughed lightly, and said, "We all understand the purpose of your visit. This is rather sudden. Let us discuss it further. Please take this money for some tea to compensate you for your troubles." Watching the matchmakers leave, the old madam of the Marquis's manor muttered coldly, "The Prince of Jun's manor is one thing, but what is Xia Si Yuan of the eldest princess's manor? Nothing." Inside the room, Xiao Tian Ai's face darkened. "Xia Si Yuan wants to marry me. It's probably because the eldest princess wants me to marry Yin, so she can slowly torment me." Madame Xiao came over and gently stroked her head, comforting her. "Then just ignore him." Xiao Tian Ai smiled and replied, "Yes, mother." Madame Xiao looked at her and instructed, "Tomorrow is noble consort Shin's birthday. Go to the palace and observe the Lord's character. Even if you don't marry him, at least understanding his character will be beneficial." The next day, at noble consort Shun's birthday, Xiao Tian Ai dressed beautifully and entered the palace, bowing to the consort. Noble consort, may 10,000 blessings and golden peace be upon you. May you live as long as the southern mountain. Just then, a loud voice announced, the eldest princess has arrived. Xiao Tian AI narrowed her eyes, her face puffing up in anger. What are you looking at? Be careful I don't poke your dog eyes out. I just wanted to see the Lord, but I didn't expect these two to show up as well. Prince Yin, sitting beside her, took her hand and comforted her. Don't worry, he won't do anything rash at the banquet. At this moment, Zhao Kanam also came over and sat beside Xiao Tian AI, looking at her and asking, I heard he was the one who made improper advances towards Miss Xiao. How could that be? If I encounter him next time, I will definitely protect Miss Xiao. Prince Yin, sitting to her left, closed his eyes and spoke coldly. I heard you went straight to her door with a marriage proposal without even a proper greeting. That's quite inappropriate. Xiao Tian AI secretly gave him a thumbs up. Exactly. Prince Yin understands. Zhao Kanam was embarrassed, holding his wine cup and looking at Xiao Tian AI apologetically. Miss Xiao, I wasn't thinking clearly. I hope you can forgive me. Xiao Tian AI politely raised her wine cup in response. Although I was a bit annoyed about the proposal, it's not so bad now, is it? She brought the cup to her lips, her expression changing. There's something wrong with this wine. Is it a love potion? She looked up at the people opposite her. They seemed unaffected, so was it meant for me? A moment later, Xiao Tian AI's cheeks flushed and she stumbled. I'm a little drunk. Zhao Kanam looked at her worriedly and said, I know there's a resting area in the side hall. Let me take Miss Xiao there to rest for a while. Xiao Tian AI heard this and replied softly, Then I'll trouble your highness. Watching the two leave, Prince Yan's face darkened. Zhao Chang'an, seeing his expression, asked worriedly, What's wrong? Prince Yan replied coldly, Nothing. In the side hall, Xiao Tian AI was led to the side hall by Zhao Kanam. She lay on the bed with her eyes closed. A little love potion, it'll wear off soon. I'll just wait here and see what happens. Seeing that Zhao Kanam hadn't left yet, Xiao Tian AI opened her eyes and looked at him, saying, Thank you, Your Highness. I'll rest for a bit. Your Highness should return to the banquet. Zhao Kanam's face was flushed, his eyes glazed over as he looked at her. Miss Xiao. Xiao Tian AI frowned at him. Big brother, you've brought me here. Why aren't you leaving? Zhao Kanam leaned down, his expression dreamy as he gazed intently at her. You're so beautiful. Xiao Tian AI's heart skipped a beat. Damn, don't tell me you're the one who drugged me. You seem so decent. I never would have guessed. Suddenly, there was a noise outside. Zhao Kanam looked warily towards the door. Is someone coming? He panicked and quickly hid behind a screen. A man and a woman alone in a room. If they were caught, it would be hard to explain. Just as he hid behind the screen, the door opened. Xia Tuvine entered, smiling lasciviously. Second Miss Xiao, my beauty. Are you asleep? This drug is amazing. Just one cup and you're obediently compliant. Xiao Tian AI lay on the bed, her brow furrowed. So he's the one who drugged me? Xia Tuvine reached out towards her, his eyes gleaming. Miss Xiao, if you want to blame someone, blame your own beauty, constantly seducing me. Xiao Tian AI raged internally. Damn it, you even came up with such a disgusting excuse. Zhao Kanam, didn't you want to protect me? Why aren't you coming out to save the damsel in distress? Damn, this demon king Xiao can't take it anymore. Thinking this, she suddenly opened her eyes, seeing Xiao Tian AI sit up. Xia Tuvine's movements of undressing froze. Xiao Tian AI stood up and immediately slapped Xia Tuvine. Feigning fear and weakness, she questioned him. What are you doing? But inwardly, she sighed. Oops, slapped him reflexively. Xia Tuvine looked at her in astonishment. How are you not unconscious? Impossible. He clutched his face, the smile at the corner of his lips deepening. It's all right. You'll serve me willingly under my body. I'll definitely make you delirious to the bone. Miss Xiao, here I come. Seeing him pounce, Xiao Tian AI quickly dodged, grabbing the scissors on the table and looking at him fearfully. Don't come any closer. I have scissors. If Zhao Kanam wasn't in this room, I would have slapped you to death. Xia Tuvine leered, enjoying her frightened appearance. Oh, really? Your delicate little hands want to hurt me? Xiao Tian AI fearfully retreated. If you take one more step closer, Alao. The scissors in her hand grazed his crotch. Xiatu Veen flinched, screaming in pain, my manhood. At this moment, the door was flung open. The eldest princess rushed in, leading the charge. My son, what happened? Following behind were Prince Yin and the noble consort. Seeing Xiatu Veen collapsed on the ground, the eldest princess rushed to him and cried out anxiously, Imperial physician. Quickly, call the imperial physician. Xiatu Veen grabbed the eldest princess's sleeve and wailed, Mother, save me. This crazy woman. She dared to cut off my precious thing. The eldest princess's face changed color. What? Xiatu Veen roared furiously. Our Xia family line is severed. Xiao Tian Ai sat huddled on the bed, her whole body trembling, tears streaming down her face as she looked at the scene before her in apparent terror. Sob, sob, sob. I didn't touch him. I was resting just now, and he tried to assault me. Then he fell down himself. Outwardly, she appeared this way, but inwardly, she was laughing until tears streamed down her face. I only pressure pointed you from a distance. What nonsense are you spouting? Xiatu Veen furiously jumped to his feet. You're lying? Prince Yin scowled and angrily kicked Xiatu Veen away. Shut up. Xiatu Veen cried out in pain, and fell heavily to the ground. A chilling, killing intent radiated from Prince Yin. A man barging into a young woman's chambers is already wrong, yet you still try to make excuses? Is this how the princess royal teaches her son? The eldest princess was frightened and didn't dare speak. Xiao Tian Ai secretly rejoiced. Now's the time to seize the opportunity. She walked over to Prince Yin, her voice trembling, that I'm so scared. My legs have gone weak, Your Highness. Would you please take me out of here? Hearing this, Prince Yin bent down and lifted her into his arms. This young lady is certainly perceptive, knowing who to rely on. Xiao Tian Ai looked at him, her cheeks flushed. Hold the princess. Prince Yin carried her outside before asking, Wasn't Zhao Kanam with you? Where is he? Why didn't he protect you? Hearing the name Zhao Kanam, Xiao Tian Ai snorted angrily that he's probably sharpening his knife for himself. Just as she finished speaking, Zhao Kanam hurried after them, saying in a low voice, Miss Xiao, don't be afraid. I will definitely find a way to get justice for you regarding what happened today. Xiao Tian Ai turned her head and glanced at him with a cold look. The heir apparent is a nobleman. Helping me isn't worth your time, and I'm not worthy. Men, huh? I shouldn't have held any illusions about him. Truly unreliable. She turned back to Prince Yin and smiled. Your Highness, the banquet isn't over yet. Let's go eat. During the banquet, Prince Yin sighed helplessly and served her food. She's truly carefree. Even at a time like this, she's still thinking about eating. Xiao Tian Ai picked up the food and replied with a cheerful smile. With Your Highness here, all the demons and ghosts have to step aside. Who says you're not a strong, fragrant pillar of support? I must hold on tight. Standing behind Zhao Kanam, the heir apparent's wife furrowed her brows with displeasure as she watched this scene. This girl has such a low and vulgar demeanor. No sign of good fortune. The moment she sees Prince Yin, she clings to him. Aside from that, she has nothing to offer. Zhao Kanam lowered his eyes, his expression filled with unwillingness. But I like her, mother. I only want to marry her. You must help me. The heir apparent's wife glared at him angrily. Mother? Her face darkened. Fine. Doesn't that girl like clinging to Prince Yin? Let's put you in Prince Yan's heart and see what becomes of her. Kinam, you must seize this opportunity. With that, she took a cup of wine and walked over to Prince Yin, greeting him. Your Highness, are you here? Prince Yin closed his eyes and replied indifferently. Is there something you need, madam? The heir apparent's wife smiled and shook her head. Nothing in particular. It's just that I heard today that the eldest princess invited an acquaintance of yours to chant longevity scriptures to celebrate noble consort's birthday. Prince Yin opened his eyes, a look of bewilderment on his face. Seeing his expression, the smile on the heir apparent's wife's lips deepened. She must have arrived by now. At this moment, someone entered. It was a woman dressed in nun's robes, her face beautiful and gentle, her demeanor elegant and refined. Prince Yin looked at her with a surprised expression. Isn't that Xu Huinzao? Alarm bells rang in Xiao Tian Ai's heart. What? Xu Huinzao? The woman Prince Yin has feelings for? Su Huinzhao sat down, her bearing exceptional. Xiao Tian Ai couldn't help but stare at her intently. She's taller than me. I'll condense my essence. She's fairer than me. Tomorrow, I'll apply pearl powder for beauty. She even appears with special effects. Xiao Tian, AI, angrily clench her hair. At least I'm more radiant than her. Zhao Cheng'en, sitting beside her, watched her lively expressions and smiled faintly. Miss Xiao is quite amusing today. Xiao Tian AI ignored him, her face scowling as she twisted 2 strands of hair. Why should I even compare myself to her? The glass in Prince Yan's hand shattered. He angrily let out a cold snort. Xiao Tian AI glanced at him and then leaned closer to Zhao Cheng'en. She whispered, "Why does Prince Yan seem so unhappy?" Zhao Cheng'en covered his mouth with his fan and replied softly. Su Huinzhao became a nun to avoid the heir apparent. Now that she's been invited to the palace, it's certainly not with good intentions. Moreover, I'm afraid the heir apparent will also come now that she's here. As soon as he finished speaking, speak of the devil, the heir apparent rushed in, his eyes landing on Su Huinzhao inside. "That you've arrived. Why didn't you send word so I could welcome you?" Su Huinzhao looked at him indifferently and replied, "This humble nun is merely a renunciate and cannot bear the excessive kindness of His Highness the heir apparent." After speaking, she raised her head and glanced at Prince Yan, who was sitting nearby. Su Huinzhao offered a handkerchief to Prince Yan and said with a smile, "Brother, how did you injure